What's good? What's good, everybody? Hey, man, appreciate everybody coming through. First things first, man. Smash the like button. You know what I'm saying? Sub to the channel and definitely drop a comment. Let me know you're in the building. We got a special guest today, man. This is the first episode of Rockin' with the Right Side or Rockin' with Rightside. You know what I'm saying? Episode one. The plug, aka LDUBB Boxing, a legend, one of the individuals who's shown me so much love and is always dropping gems. If you're not sub to the man, you need to be sub to him. And I definitely plan to have him on multiple times in this series because, like I say, he's one of the most knowledgeable individuals I've run across in this sport. And so we're gonna bring LDUBB in the building. LDUBB Boxing, are you there? Can you hear me, brother?
Yes, sir. I'm here, bro. How you doing, bro? How you doing?
Man, I'm living, man. I'm living. I can't complain. Actually, I ain't gonna lie, man. My son, he caught the flu, and he got diagnosed with the flu today. But outside of that, bro, everything is lovely. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you coming through. Appreciate you giving me your time, your energy, and we're gonna have fun tonight, man. That's what we're looking to do. And once again, this is a new series that I'm getting started, and I felt like it was only right to kick the series off with a legend like yourself, man. And so, just appreciate you.
Much appreciation to you too, bro. And you know what I'm saying, wishing good health to your son. Pick this flu. But yeah, man, I appreciate you coming through and hitting me up, you know what I'm saying, putting this to my ear a long time ago, you know what I'm saying? And I'm proud to be a part of it. So let's get it.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. First things first, bro. First things first, man. How or how did you get into the sport of boxing? What from a little kid, or did you start later on in life loving the sport? When did you really start to love it, and how did that love come about? That passion that you have.
Man, I got into it as a kid, you know what I'm saying? I had some of my old heads, my OGs to put me on game, you know what I'm saying, coming up in the late 80s and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? My uncle was a big Sweet Pea Wilker fan. Of course, I'm from Virginia, so that's all we know anyway. And he used to school me on certain stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like always watching the pound for pound. Whoever's fighting that's on the pound for pound list, make sure you check that out. You know what I'm saying? Any champion that's fighting, make sure you watch that. So it started with that, with the roots of watching the fights. We ain't know too much about the ins and outs, the business and such like that. So as a youngin, he used to put me on game and stuff like that. So it just grew. You know what I'm saying? He put that in my system, and it just grew from there. So I just started watching boxing, following the sport. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm just at the level where I'm just trying to get all the knowledge I can, and most importantly, share that knowledge with everybody who rock with me. So that's where I'm at right now. So, but it's been a journey though. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long time watching. I don't know how many fights I watch and fights I went to. It's just a blessing just to be a part of the sport. And you talk to me behind the scenes. You know how much I love the sport and stuff like that. So it's like it's just a full circle just to give back and let everybody know what's going on. Kind of break the code of what's going on the inside of the sport of boxing. So that's what I do right now.
And you definitely do a hell of a job doing it. You do a hell of a job, man. Shout out to Bruce Gas Boxing in the building. Appreciate you stopping through, OG. So your first fight, right? Growing up, do you remember the first fight you ever went to?
Yeah, I went to the Sweet Pea Buddy McGirt fight. Like I think it was the second fight down in Norfolk, Virginia. That was the first fight I remember going to. I was a kid, and I ain't really went to too many in between that, So that was the first one right there.
And do you remember the feeling that you had? Like, were you excited going to the fight? I know you were saying your uncle, he kind of had you already having that eye for the sport, but going to that fight, do you remember the feeling that you had there, the excitement, or was it nervousness? Exactly. How did you feel, if you remember that first fight of yours?
I remember I was excited, you know what I'm saying, seeing all those people rooting for Sweet Pea, you know what I'm saying? Of course, the hometown favorite, and that was our sports franchise. We don't have no pro sports in Virginia, so Sweet Pea was our pro franchise. So of course, it was excitement. We had to go root for him, and he put on the show against Bud McGirt in that second fight. So yeah, it was excitement. That's why I remember. Just seeing a lot of people, You know what I'm saying? Just seeing even Buddy McGirt's team, seeing him. You know what I'm saying? So it's stuff that sticks to me to this day. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I ain't mad at that. I'm not mad now. And before, let me say, growing up, did you grow up with? If you don't mind me asking, did you grow up with your mother and your father? Was it a single parent household? Exactly how? What was your experience coming up as a kid?
Yeah, it was a single parent with my mom's. My mom's a big boxing fan as well. You know what I'm saying? And that's all in the family. She a big George Foreman fan. You feel me? So, you know, so around the time I started watching boxing, that's when he was coming back around like 87, 88. I'll be 40 this year. So, you know what I'm saying? Do the math. So I was like a youngin', 5, 6 years old. So I remember that she always liked him. So yeah, that's how. So we kind of grew up in it. It was always on, you know what I'm saying, in the house. That's how I remember as a kid. At the ABC or NBC or whatever, they had it on for free. ESPN, it always was on in the house. And my uncles and his peoples and my moms, we all watched. We all watched boxing. You feel me?
And we got to remember because back then, that's when boxing, most of it was on for. I don't even. Most of it was on free TV back then. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have to, as long as you had your cable plan or whatever together, then you was able to see those fights, regardless of how big they were. The majority were on free TV. You know what I'm saying? Which we've kind of moved away from that era today. But and real quick, let me shout out to my brother OTB Boxing. OTB, salute to your family. Appreciate you for coming through. You know what I'm saying? He says, salute to LDUBB. We appreciate you, family. All facts. All facts. LDUBB. And LW, you know, you've showed me so much love that I appreciate you, bro. I got much love for you, much love, man. The brother, Mr. Lightning's World, you know what I'm saying? He's in the building. Salute to him. We got my brother AJ in the building, Alden Johnson. Doing Brightside, my brother. Salute to you, man. I subscribe to your channel and hit the like. I appreciate it. We need it. We need all the support.
Yes, sir. I don't know my man kicked himself out.
No, my mic went out. My mic went out. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, salute to the chat, man. I appreciate you guys coming through for sure.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So, moving forward, though, okay. So, as a youngster, would it be safe to say that Sweet Pea was your favorite fighter? Would that be safe to say?
Oh, yeah, that's very safe to say. Sweet Pea, of course, Mike Tyson. I like James Toney, Roy Jones. You know, that's a typical. Another one that I really like, you know what I'm saying, was Michael Carbajal. That's one of my favorite fighters growing up. You know what I'm saying? I just love watching him fight on USA. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I had a lot of good fighters, but Sweet Pea was definitely at the top of that list.
Okay. So, when you were young, did you ever actually get into the sport as far as getting into the ring, sparring, doing those type of things, or did you kind of watch it from afar and just kind of develop the love for the sport?
Now I watched it from afar though, but maybe like 6, 7 years ago, I tried to go to the gym. You know what I'm saying? I tried to do a box rec. And the coach that I was messing with, he was like, he took me through a lot of drills and shit. So he kind of like drilled me out of the sport because it was like, you know, a novice, you know what I'm saying, 30 plus. And he was like, man, you ain't trying to do this. So he kind of drilled me out of the sport. But yeah, I just want to learn the basics and stuff like that. So I never did it as a kid. I played basketball growing up and stuff like that. That was my sport. But boxing was like the one that it's like the love because like no matter what happens in the streets or whatever, even on TV, you turn the TV, you see somebody fighting, you're gonna stop and watch it. You know what I'm saying? So it always been a big time boxing fan. So I never did it growing up, but you know what I'm saying, I dibble and dabble. You know what I'm saying, when I was in my 30s and shit, try to get in there. It was a little bit too late though.
Bro, I was like you. So one of my stories always in college, you know, I played basketball and everything, and you know, I was like, man, I've always been a fan of boxing. Me and Mike Tyson, we got the same birthday, and so, you know, that's really I'm an '88 baby, and
Right.
so that's really when I really started to knowing what kind of was going on. It was big fight parties being thrown in. The majority of the time, it was Tyson, and so, you know, I call myself, hey, I'm gonna get in there, I'm gonna spar, and you know, I'm gonna go and work through some of these drills and. Man, and the good thing was the best part about it was I had a few guys with me, you know, so it wasn't just me in the gym, but we would get in there and we go through some, some heavy bad work, some mid work, some just different drills and things, and then we try to get in there and spar with each other. It was pathetic. It was absolutely pathetic. So I was like you. I was like, this ain't for me. I played ball, so when you're tall, you're long, and they automatically damn near make you a heavyweight. And so I was like, nah, I ain't finna be here with these dudes, man. They too big for me, man. So, but it was fun. It was definitely fun, man. So, so moving on now, for the knowledge that you bring to the sport, man, how did you get so connected? And I mean, damn it, if y'all want to hear jewels, reach out to the brother. Reach out to him behind the scenes because he dropping jewels after jewels. He got it before ESPN got it. He got it before Showtime got it. He got it before all of them. And he like, hey, this is what's for to happen. Don't let them fool you. This is what's for to happen. And I have to be quite honest. I don't remember a time that you've told me anything wrong. You know what I'm saying? So the connections that you built, how did you build those connections and become so connected in the sport of boxing?
Yeah, so it's basically just paying attention to detail. It's real simple, really. I love the sport, so it's like everything catch my eye. So when I'm paying attention to fights and stuff like that, I go back and try to learn about the fighter. You know what I'm saying? And then I reach out. Like now, social media, you can reach out to a fighter. It is what it is. When I go to the fights, I don't just go to the fights just to watch the fights. You know what I'm saying? I go to the fight to holler at the manager, holler at a promoter or somebody who's working for the promotion company, and you may get some insight. You know what I'm saying? And plus, I will impress them with my boxing knowledge. So I walk up to a fighter, they might not know that I know who they are, and I'm spitting your box break to you, telling you what you should or what I think, what you should do or whatever, and they be impressed with that. So then you got a network right there. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's what it's about, networking, talking to people, paying attention to detail, listen to these interviews, so that's what I do a lot too. Listen to the channels on YouTube. Like I build my knowledge just by, kind of taking from bits and pieces from what I learned and seen from a lot of people, and I translate into my own thing. So, some people might not like the fighter, or a lot of people don't watch the fighter that's 4-0, that's fighting the 4-rounder in the beginning of the show. A lot of people not gonna holler at him. I'm gonna go holler at his people and see what gym they're working in and stuff like that. So now me and him or me and his team got a connection, and now they might be in the gym sparring with your favorite fighter. So I'm like, bro, so you sparring, buddy? Yeah, he about to fight on the 18th. Shit like that. That's, what I'm saying? Word of mouth, networking, putting yourself in the right position to get the information and having integrity. There's a lot of information I get. I don't even put it out because it's integrity. Like my man be like, listen, don't hold on to this one. So it's a lot of shit I haven't even let loose. But it's not just people giving me stuff. It's me also going and find it too. That's a key element. I go find my own stuff. I figure it out. Then I go to the source and be like, listen, you just came in number 5 in the new WA rankings. What's popping? What's next? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, then, I kind of do my own research to get the information that I want. So I know it's a kind of complex answer, but it's a circle, and it never stops because information always flows. It don't stop. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like a long-winded answer. I ain't gonna hold you, but because it's still working. Right now, I'm still getting shit. So that's how in depth I am with the sport of boxing.
And over here, we want you to be as long-winded as you want to be because it's those type of jewels that you drop. You know what I'm saying? And just that answer right there, that's what we want to know. That's what the fans, you know what I'm saying, and the people, that's what we want to hear. So never feel like you're getting long-winded because it's so much knowledge in what you're dropping right there. It's funny because you said something interesting to me. They'll give you some and be like, you might want to. I need you to hold this one, but I can let you know this was going on. But hold it, you can't put that out there. Right. And then so now you building that rapport, and it goes both ways. So if you're building rapport with me, then hey, if I told you don't hold this one, and then the next one I tell you I'm like, hey, you good on this, and you go and drop it, then I know okay, I can trust you. You know what I'm saying? I can trust you, and so then I can be more forthcoming to you You know what I'm saying? And so it's like everyday life. You know what I mean? We know that there are certain people that you don't want to go out and put your business out there with, because if you do, it's going to be all over the neighborhood. Whereas I know that if I can rock with certain individuals, and they've earned my trust. And so, like you said, that's what you're doing with the different fighters, especially young in their careers, the promoters, the managers, the coaches, all of them. You know what I mean? So, and we need an individual like you in the sport because, like I say, you the gem dropper. You the
Yeah.
gem dropper. Real quick, man, shout out to my brother, the Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? I mess the name up every time. I ain't gonna lie to you. But the great brother, the Hebrew in the building, man. We got Teddy B, Midwest Sports Talk. Salute to you, brother. Appreciate you coming through tonight, man. We got my brother R West in the building. Salute R West. Much love, man. We got Vince Williams in the building as well. Man, y'all make sure y'all smash the like button. You know what I'm saying? And because at the end of the day, we only have y'all, you know what I mean? And the content that we putting out, the interview tonight is for information for the people. And it's me telling y'all, if y'all not hitting this brother up behind the scenes, hit him up. And he gonna show you love. And so, but moving forward, so when you look at these young fighters in the landscape of boxing today, right? How do you see the sport? Do you think the sport is in a good place? Do you think it's a little shaky? You know what I mean? How do you see the sport compared to the last few years? And how do you see it happening, or what do you see it moving forward?
I think the sport is in good hands. Like especially after getting through 2020, the COVID year, it's been real crazy. You see a rise of a lot of young fighters, you know what I'm saying, on the scene. And I think it's in a good place. It's still some stuff we need to work on. But as far as the talent level, like the talent level been like at an all time high that we can remember. And a lot of, you know what I'm saying, in my lifetime, because you have to think growing up, we didn't get to see the 4 round fights and stuff. Like ESPN Plus, they show all the fights now. So we can see a young fighter develop. We just see that he fought on the undercard. That's it. He won by TKO. But we don't get to see their development. So we really don't know how good guys was 10 years ago than what that we see now. So we got young fighters that's coming out the woodwork. It seems like every week it's a young talented fighter that we probably haven't been keyed on to. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have our radar on, but we see him putting on a great performance. So now we got to put him in the pot with the other ones. You feel me? And that pot, damn, they're running over. It's a lot of good young fighters. So I feel like the sport is in a good place. We still need to get the fights when we want them as fans. You know what I'm saying? Not the marination and the drama back and forth and this, that, and the third. We should just get when we want it. We should get it. We should have that much control because we're the consumer. We're the one paying for these fights. We're the one gonna go to them. You know what I'm saying? Gonna spend $5,000-$10,000 in Vegas for a weekend. Just go crazy. You feel me?
Facts.
Pay-per-views out of control. So you asking us to pay for it, but you know what I'm saying, you also gotta give us what we want. So that's always gonna be a tug of war type of situation. But as far as the sport though, like the talent wise, we always gotta go back to what's the product in the ring. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of great talent right now. Like right now on your pound for pound list, if you do 10, it's probably like 5 people that you don't snub. Like legit. You don't snub 5 fighters. You couldn't say that shit 10, 15 years ago. We know that 10, that's the solid 10. You feel me? It ain't no interchangeable. Now we damn near got 15 solid guys that can go on the pound for pound list. And you won't be wrong either way you go. So I think it's in great hands, bro. You know what I'm saying? We know more about the fighters. We got more boxing we can watch. Like, think about it. Once you watch HBO back in the day, that shit ain't gonna come on rerun. That's a wrap. You gotta wait till if it's a pay per view, you gotta wait till next week to watch it. Or if it's just a regular boxing after dark, that's it, bro. You ain't watching no replay. But now, if we miss it, we're at the store, we miss a fight, we can go back and rewind it and watch it real quick. You know what I'm saying? So it's more accessible now. So for true boxing fans that love watching the sport in the ring, it's crazy. Like it's at an all-time high. We got boxing everywhere. So that's my perspective on it.
Man, and look, when you talk about the overrunning of talent that we have right now, especially young talent, man, it's crazy. It's crazy, and I'm excited for the up and coming years for the sport because, you know, when you start to see some of the fighters and they start to age or get older and not be as relevant in the sport, start to fighting a little less, those type of things. But then I can look over and I see you got the Devin Haney's of the world, you got the Shakurs of the world, and these are champions right now. We're talking about champions. You know what I mean? Not to mention, and this is my next question for you. Some of your favorite young fighters right now, man. Who are some of your favorite young fighters? I know I have mine, and I ramble all day about them. But if you had and real quick, the other point you brought up, if we go and do a pound for pound list, we got to snub somebody. If we do in the top 10, somebody getting pushed off, and it's not that we don't like them as a fighter, but it's only 10 names you can put up there, you know, and it's just so much talent. So, coming from your perspective right now, as far as young fighters go, who are some of your favorite young fighters, and who are you looking forward to seeing in the ring as the years go on?
Yeah, some of my favorites though. I like Bam Rodriguez, one of my favorite young guys. Shakur Stevenson, that's another one. That's a generational talent. And that's a guy I want to see over and over again. Shakur. Devin Haney, I love what he brings to the sport. You know what I'm saying? He always wants to smoke, and he's a hell of a fighter as well. I mean, it's a lot of guys, man. Look, David Benavidez is 25 years old. You know what I'm saying? Jawan Boozen is 25 years old. Those guys right there haven't even really scratched the surface of what their true talent is going to be. You know what I'm saying? And that's just to name a few. So all those guys I name, I love watching. You know what I'm saying? So and it's so much to come. You know what I'm saying? Up and coming guys. So yeah, I think it's in great hands, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Real quick, man. Shout out to my brother D-Ray Promotions in the building. Salute to you. Appreciate you stopping through tonight. Man, shout out to my brother Mark Nash in the building. Much love to you, Mark Nash. So, okay, yeah, we good. All right, so now with those fighters you just named, those are some known fighters, you feel me? Those are some guys that the majority of people know. I want to hear, give me just three. I'm only asking for three of fighters that you feel are, they don't get the recognition, the younger fighters right now. They don't get the recognition or credit they deserve, but you see them up and coming, and you think they may have next as far as being the best of the best pound for pound, but they're not getting that recognition at this current moment.
It's a kid named Junto Nakatani. He fights at 112 pounds. He's a WBO champion, young guy. You know what I'm saying? He got an opportunity to have some great fights because he's a big kid. He's 112. He can move up to 115, have a lot of opportunities to have these good fights. He can even face off with Bam Rodriguez down the line. That's one a lot of people don't talk about. Charles Conwell was an Olympian. I think he's like 22, 23 years old. He got top 10 rankings all across the board at 154. That's another young guy that I'm real high on. I'm not sure how he's going to move, you know what I'm saying, with the situation he's in. But that guy's talented. He can be a world champion, and he's somebody that can do some business down the line, you know what I'm saying? And let me see, the third one. You know what? It's one. The third one. Let me think about the third one. You know what I'm saying?
If you want, we can come back to it now.
If I just come out of nowhere, then I got you. But it's so many that's coming to my head. It's just hard to kind of just spit it out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
no, I understand. We'll definitely come back to it. And chat fam, definitely like my brother always just did. If you got any questions, I'm pretty sure my brother he ain't ducking no smoke. He answering all questions. He taking all any information that y'all want to put out there. He'll take it on and he'll answer the questions. So if y'all have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat, man. My brother R. West, he asked, do you consider the sport to be more of a niche sport right now or a growing and evolving sport in general?
I think it's a niche sport. It's a lot of hardcore fans that love the sport of boxing. We always talk about it. And when you go inside of that, it's kind of it don't seem like a niche sport because who I follow and who I ride with, all I hear about boxing. I got boxing on all my social media. So when somebody tell me it's a niche sport, I be like, what you talking about? But then when I take a step back and look at it, we not on ESPN like that unless it's a big fight. They ain't really talking about us like that. We not all across the board like we should be. So it's not really it's a growing sport, but it's not really involving because we still got the same rules in place. They've been in place 20, 30 years ago with these sanction bodies and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a niche sport, but us as boxing fans on this YouTube, this is probably the best thing that happened for us because we can talk boxing to somebody we don't even know. You know what I'm saying? We never met before. We can chop it up for hours and hours about boxing. So yeah, I think it's a niche sport, but I think it can grow, but it's never gonna be up there with football, basketball, all that shit like that. So yeah.
And it's crazy because boxing, it used to be much bigger than it is today. You know what I mean? And because of it has shrunk some, but I do think now we are in, especially with the year we've had so far, we're in an expansion for the sport. We got to get these fights that we want to see to bring some of those casual fans back into it. And like you said, the great thing about YouTube is me and you, we linked up through YouTube, you know what I mean? And all the family in the chat right now, guys who love the sport, love talking to sport. And I know it's times where, you know, I sit down and I go to a family reunion or a cookout or something, and, you know, I'm going to talk basketball with you, and I'm going to talk football with you. I can talk all of that as well. But right when I start talking boxing, nobody don't have a clue what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? And this gives us opportunity to exchange those ideas with one another, to watch those fights. I know me and you, LDUBB, man, if certain fights come on, we score fights, you know what I'm saying, through IG with each other. You know what I mean? We've done it multiple times. So I feel like because of the internet now and the way it's being used, it gives us that opportunity to meet very like-minded individuals and to help grow the sport to some degree, because there are a lot of times that fans, they may go on looking for information on a certain fighter, and then they say, boom, oh, I can follow this person right here. I like what they're talking about. I can follow them. And then it pulls them more into the sport. And we need that. You know what I'm saying? We definitely need that, man. Real quick, man, looking at the chat, actual facts, man. Shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you coming through. Old snap, my bro, LDUBB on live. And I just subbed you, Dub, Rightside. Salute, fam. Salute to you, brother. We appreciate you coming through, man. Much love to you. Much love.
Yeah, that's my boy right there. Actual facts. Salute to you, bro.
All right, ROS with another one in the building. You know, I'm gonna get to mine in a second, but we want to let everybody rock. You feel me? So, in your experience, what's the biggest obstacle from major fights happening? Fighters, promoters, network, or others. ROS, you kind of stole one of my questions, but I got a few points I want to touch about with that. But go ahead, L, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no, that's true. The promoters and the networks, that's the biggest thing. Scheduling and stuff like that. So when these networks start to take control, they really in control of these fighters, really, because they got the dates. You know what I'm saying? So the promoter get with the network, then the network get them set amount of dates. So it may be like, you know what I'm saying? So your favorite fighter only gonna fight twice a year, let's say. So when these big fights, sometimes they can't happen because of the budget. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, it's just not there they probably don't see this fight as big enough to make it. So it's kind of like a catch-22 on all parts. You feel me? Because I feel like sometimes these fights should be natural to make, but then again you got to think about the business. And now we're supposed to have like for example, we got like 3 or 4 pay-per-views on the back end of this year. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk, they trying to do Usyk versus AJ pay-per-view, Canelo Triple G 3 pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? The champ Wilder supposed to come back. You know, so that's another one. Then you got Spence and Bud. Like, come on, Tank. You know what I'm saying? So all these dates. So sometimes you can't get the big fights. You know what I'm saying? It got to be at the right time. That's why when they say it's about timing, that's what they're talking about. They ain't talking about, well, I'm gonna age them out. You know what I'm saying? We misconstrue that. Nah, it's about the timing of the network, the promoter, all that shit gotta be on one accord. And I know that shit sound crazy, and I sound like I'm part of that, but that's what be happening though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not lying about that. And the other guy that I want to get out, you know what I'm saying, is Jesus Ramos. That's another one. Yeah, that guy like
Jesus Ramos.
Oh yeah.
What, Jesus Ramos is what? He's 19? Is he 19?
I think he's like 20, maybe. He's something like that though.
He right there, man. He can fight. He can fight. Hey, real quick, man. Salute to my brother, man. Pac-Man ATL Tay in the building, man. Salute to you, Tay. Much love to you. Appreciate you stopping through tonight, bro.
Yes, sir.
Real quick, I'm gonna kind of piggyback off of what you just said. It's interesting because when it comes down to scheduling these pay-per-views, and then also having your main cards that PBC, they'll have them on Showtime. Top Rank, they're gonna have them on ESPN. DAZN, they're gonna have them over there on they app. Even though they getting into the pay-per-view realm as well now. How do you feel about pay-per-views? Do you think the number? First off, do you think the pay-per-view prices have gotten too high? Do you think that they're right where they need to be? And also, do you think there are too many pay-per-views versus what it used to be?
Yeah, I think it's the price is too high. You know what I'm saying? And there's too many. It kind of like you kind of robbing the fans, to be honest. Especially not gonna give us the fights and the cards that we want. Now I understand it now because the reason why they put it on pay per view so all the fighters can get their guarantee. So it may not be so when you see the pay per view numbers, you know what I'm saying? They got these promoters and networks. They got a certain goal that they reach so they can pay the fighters and then make a profit after that. So that's why most of this shit be on pay per view. You got advertisement, all that shit. So I understand why it's on pay per view. But as a fan and as a consumer, that spend, oh man, I can't even tell you how much bread I spend this year on boxing, pay per view, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Going to fights, whatever. So I can't even tell you how much I spend. I know it's a grip. So for us, yeah, help us out, bro. You know what I'm saying? Give us some free fights on something or whatever, or reduce the pay per views. You know what I'm saying? The price, put that shit $49.99 or something like an infomercial. You know what I'm saying? Do it like that. That way the fans, you know what I'm saying? So the fans can the fans can have a incentive to actually pay for a pay per view. Because shoot, that's pay per view like $89.99 HD or some shit. I don't even know how much it is. It's crazy. But let's see, we can get two of those for the price of that instead of every time it's that price. So that kind of burn out the fans. You know what I'm saying? Like every time we look, it's a pay per view. So on the outside looking in, we like, damn, they robbing the fans and they always putting the shit on pay per view. But then again, I understand why they're doing it because they have to pay the fighters and make sure the fighters are getting their guarantee. So a little bullshit though.
Man, salute to my brother DJ, man. Appreciate you coming through, bro. Much love. Even though I ain't gonna lie, y'all know DJ is the ops, man. Alabama fan. I'm a Georgia fan, so he the ops, but I got much love for my brother DJ. Much love for him, man.
DJ and Tay, those are my guys right there. Salute to y'all, bro.
Hey, and Tay, once again, we got to look at. Hey, let me ask this, and real quick, my bad, Tay. We was on with him the other night. We were both in the chat. What do you think about? And this just kind of came off the top of my head, but what do you think about Brian Norman now signing a deal with what seems to be blue blood? And how do you see that happening? What do you think about that opportunity for Brian Norman? And we've talked about this behind the scenes, but he hadn't been as active as I thought he should be. And now with him having possibly 2 fights before the year's over, because of the deal that he's taking with Blue Blood, and I don't remember the exact name of the company Blue Blood is working with, but what do you think about that?
I think that's outstanding, bro. Like Blue is like one of us, you know what I'm saying? If y'all ever have an opportunity to meet Blue Blood, like he one of the coolest dudes you're ever gonna meet. Like real talk. That's just from my experience. So for him to be in the game, really a voice in the sport of boxing, to be able to do something like this with a young up and coming fighter and trying to get his career on the right path, what these guys couldn't do. They've been in the sport for 20, 30 years. I think that's outstanding, bro. Let's get it. And I always look at Brian Norman Jr. as you heard me talk about this behind the scenes. He's like a Paul Bunyan figure. You know what I'm saying? We hear about the sparring stories and we this and that. I'm not discrediting anything, but I want to see it. And I feel like if Blue gonna put him on a platform where we can see it and we can rock with it all the time, then he gonna have our support. So that's why I say I think it's a great thing. And I know the kid is talented. I'm not saying he's not. We just like this is what I'm trying to say. A lot of these fighters that's come on the come up or got their name off of sparring. Earl Spence, he went up there and beat up Floyd Mayweather, right? Then we start hearing about Earl Spence. We knew about him in the Olympics, but that right there set it off. Terrence Crawford went down to Tim Bradley's training camp, beat his ass. And then we can hear about Terrence Crawford, Bud Crawford. Everybody get there sparring, you know what I'm saying? They get some good sparring in camp, and then we hear them, we'll see their career take off. Why Brian Norman's career haven't taken off? You feel me? So
Yeah.
it had to be something. So my thing is maybe he had to get away from the Cameron Duncans and whoever and shit, get with Blue Blood shit. He got his ear to the street. You know what I'm saying? He know how to push your ass. That's for damn sure. We're gonna know about him we didn't know about him before. We're gonna know about him now. So yeah, that's a great move. Let's get it. I'm with that shit. That's good news. I ain't mad at that. I hope much success. September 30th, you know what I'm saying? You know, if I can get a link or a pay-per-view I got a little pay for, whatever it is, I'm gonna support it.
ATL Georgia, baby. We in Atlanta for that fight. I'm gonna do my best to be. I'm gonna be at that motherfucking fight. I'm gonna be there. So,
man, that's some good stuff though. Success.
Hey, I'm happy for Blue, man. I'm happy for Brian Norman Jr. You know what I'm saying? B Norm, you know how I feel about him. You know how you've heard me talk about him, but I agree. The Paul Bunyan, man, is hey, we done heard these stories, these tall tales, man. I want to see it in the ring, bro. I want to see it. But you got to get the opportunity. And I feel like the move that he just made, I think he will start to get more opportunities. At least that's what I hope for, bro. That's what I really hope for.
That's
shout out real quick to my brother Carl, the Crocodile Hunter Hansen. Salute to you, Carl. Much love to you. Appreciate you always showing up and showing out, bro. Appreciate you, bro. So, going into a little of that, man. When we talk about promoters, right? We talk about these promoters and we talk about fighters. You know, and I look at some Top Rank. Top Rank seems to always have their young fighters active, always active. Multiple fights, you know what I'm saying, within the year, possibly 4 or 5 fights a year when you're a young fighter at Top Rank, right? And a lot of times they matchmakers gonna do their thing, but there are times they do match you kind of tough. They give you an opportunity to grow yourself as a fighter. When we talk about these different promotional brands, right? Yeah. Do you think there's a certain brand, or do you think, or how do you see them, or the difference between the Top Rank and a PBC, Top Rank and DAZN, and the other smaller companies? You know them better than I do, as far as growing young fighters. Because I know ProBox, me and 817 was talking about this the other night. ProBox, one of the reasons I'm excited for ProBox is because they're letting Najee and his brother, they letting them get off. You know what I'm saying? They letting them get, they giving them a little bread so they can stay in the gym, but they also giving them exposure and fights. How do you see these promotional brands handling these younger fighters?
Yeah, I like what Top Rank do with their young fighters. They keep them active. You know what I'm saying? You got guys fighting 4 times a year, 5 times a year. So I like that. You know what I'm saying? Matchroom do the same thing on a lower scale with their prospects. They got a lot of prospects that they grown up too. I mean, Lawrence Okolie, you know what I'm saying? He was a prospect who grew to a world champion. So they do it too. All these promotion companies do it, but I think Top Rank do it on a better success level because they got the bigger platform and they got more dates for these guys. So that's the biggest thing. PBC really don't do that as much, but even though they have grown some guys, Fundora, Jesus Ramos, we talked about him, even Pitbull Cruz. You can look at Pitbull Cruz last couple of fights. He's been fighting often. So they do build up certain guys, and they built up Earl Spence. Like, come on now. So they do that, but not like Top Rank. Top Rank is a little bit different. So I like Top Rank for that. You know what I'm saying? I like PBC personally because I like how they take care of their fighters. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't really hear too much about them just throwing their fighter out. You know what I'm saying? Leave them out to dry or just leaving him for dead if you lose a fight. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna give him another opportunity. Look at these former world champions fighting on these pay-per-views. Abner Mares haven't fought in 4 years. get an opportunity. You think he would have got an opportunity on Top Rank? You know what I'm
Not
saying?
at all.
These other guys, Gamboa, I don't know how many opportunities. I don't know if Gamboa got pictures of some people.
They
Like
need to stop putting Gamboa in the ring, bro. They need to stop it. He gonna get hurt.
It's crazy, but Top Rank they build up the star. You know what I'm saying? They build you up to a star to a certain point, and then they can't do nothing with you. And then I think PBC probably the best far as taking care of that fighters. That's just me.
Hey, we got my brother Arwes coming back through. Appreciate you, Arwes. Much love to you, brother. According to he says there's a narrative that networks, i.e. PBC, is going broke, which is why fights are on pay-per-view. Is the PBC going broke from the knowledge you have, my brother?
Nah, I don't think they're going broke. You know what I'm saying? I think they may not be doing their typical stuff with Fox, but I don't think they're going broke. Because if they're going broke, how they offering these guys all this big time money? How they offering Canelo all this money if they're going broke? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would that even come out like that? You got guys like Deontay Wilder been making some bread his last couple of years. Like, they still in business. You know what I'm saying? Then now their business practices maybe changed a little bit from here and there, but they ain't going out of business. You know what I'm saying? We gotta say that about everybody then. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
I don't think they're going
real quick. Y'all make sure if y'all in the building, man, smash the like button, and sub to the channel. And also, man, LDUBB, I apologize. I did you a disservice, bro. Y'all go sub to LDUBB, man. Y'all definitely got to go sub to him. And one of the things we're going to get into in a second, one of the things he's great at, he's a cerebral mind in the sport of boxing. And to hear him, and this is what I really love to listen to him talk about. And LDUBB, real quick, before I get into it, tell us about the new series you started. You know what I'm saying? If you don't mind, tell us about your new series as far as predicting what's next in the sport of boxing, if you don't mind talking about it.
Oh, yes, sir. I got a new series I just started. It's called Process of Elimination, POE. So what I do, I take a fighter and I just break down who can be his next possible opponent. You know what I'm saying? I get like I said, opponent, guy got a fight date. Like I did Joe Joyce. So I was just going down the rankings based off, you know what I'm saying, where he ranked at and going off of realistic possible opponents. I picked Otto Waller because it made sense to me, but now he's fighting Joe Parker. It's all good. I was saying in that video, Joe Parker should make the most sense. So that's my new series, though. So I just take a random fighter and I just try to figure out who he gonna fight based off my process of elimination. And I just go off the rankings. I go off their status in the sport, their network. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we gotta play that into. We gotta put that into play. So yeah, that's my new series. So go check it out. LDUBB Boxing.
Definitely go check that out. And also, let's talk about this as well. If you really want to break down what's happening with these sanctioning bodies, all right? LDUBB is the one. Go watch his channel, bro. LDUBB, if you don't mind, can you tell me and how you began to look? Because I've seen you do it with the WB. I've seen you do it with all organizations. I ain't even gonna go through the 4 organizations. I've seen you do it with all of them, and you bring out things that a lot of people don't see. That they don't see as far as individuals getting moved up in the ranks. I found myself talking about this. If Blair Cobbs get moved up in the ranks, and I know they about to serve him up to what's my brother name? Ortiz. You know what I'm saying? I know they're gonna serve him if he gets moved up in those ranks. So I started watching the rankings, and I tuned into your show because you break it down. So can you talk to me about how you started breaking the rankings down the way you do, and just the information that you get from the way that these sanctioning bodies rank these fighters?
Yes, sir. So what happens? I'm a boxing fan, and I started saying like these matchups. I'm like, yo, how this guy get an opportunity, and he's like on a 2-fight losing streak. So what's going on? So I go to the rankings, and I just look at stuff, and I be like, damn, he haven't been ranked by this organization for like 6 months. Now he just pop in at number 15. So who he about to fight? So that's part of my networking and start to figure out what fights is next and stuff like that. So what I do on my channel when I break down these rankings, I'm like, listen, this guy right here, look, pay attention to him. He's moving up in the rankings. He may have something coming up. So if you hear his name on a fight date or on one of these cards, you already know what time it is. So that's what I do. Like I said, I want to inform everybody who rock with me that they know what's going on. I don't want nobody to come in my channel and be like, yo, I don't know what the hell he talking about. I ain't getting nothing from him. I'm going to give you something, you know what I'm saying, if you're interested in that. So I like to break down the rankings, man. It tells you everything, bro. You can, man, it'll tell you a lot. Especially if you know these promotion companies are in bed with these certain sanction bodies, man, you know who you know the next fight. You already know. So that's why I told my bro, I told my brother Rightside, yo, if you see my man Blair Kyle's getting those rankings, bro, we might got action. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
You know, it's funny because so before I started really just paying attention to, I've always paid attention to the sanctioning bodies, but not nearly the way that you do. You know what I mean? And it's funny because I can't remember exactly. Oh no, it was I believe it was Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman was higher than I even realized he was before he got moved up into the position he got moved up. And it was like, hey, I don't know why you shocked. I've been told you this was going to happen. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, damn, he did. And he'll send you the screenshot. He's like, hey, this is where I told you it happened at. And I'm like, God damn, he told me this exact shit was going to happen. This is exactly what he told me was going to happen. And then it came to fruition. I say that to say, man, y'all tap in with the brother. Y'all definitely tap in with him because I'm a platform, but as far as knowledge go, this is the individual I'm talking to. And we go, hey, LDUBB, I'm gonna tell you, I got a couple tough questions for you that's gonna come up. You know what I'm saying? Ringside, right side, or ringside with right side. Salute to my brother, the Hebrew, for giving me this idea. That's gonna be the final section of the show. Is gonna be ringside with right side, and we got a couple questions for you. We're gonna put you on the hot seat, LDUBB. So be prepared because I got some questions for you, bro. I got some questions for you. Shout out to the Boxing Scholar for showing up and showing out tonight. I don't know what he's talking about because he said Rolly the GOAT. And so clearly I have no clue what he's talking about, but I love the brother. That's my brother. And clearly he's trolling me right now. That's the only thing I can think when you see Rolly as the GOAT. Any thoughts on Rolly being the GOAT, LDUBB? Any thoughts on that?
Nah, he's not the GOAT, but he's hella entertaining, man. I want to see him come back.
Hey, so all right. So now, real quick, let me ask you a question. Tank Davis, right? Yeah. I believe Tank has a fight, or he has a fight date. I don't think he has any opponent yet, but he has a fight date. Is that true or not?
Yeah, they trying to do him in December.
December, okay. Yeah. So we know the Ryan Garcia fight's not going to happen. We know Devin, that's not happening. Lomachenko's not happening. Who is Tank Davis gonna fight, bro?
Man, so that's a tough question, yo. But I'm gonna give you the answer. I still think it's Ryan Garcia, in my opinion. I know what goes. Yeah, I know what Oscar's saying. I hear that shit. I hear you, and he's doing everything he can to destroy the fight. Because if you saying you don't know who you need to talk to make the Tank Davis fight, but yet you got your fighter Roger Gutierrez about to fight on a PBC card next week on AB's undercard, you knew who to talk to get him on that card. So he messing up the fight. We'll say that. But I'm like I said, I gotta go to the rankings, bro. I have to do this. So Ryan Garcia, he came into the new WBA rankings after he beat Emmanuel Tego. He came in at number 6. He was unranked by them. That's what I'm saying. He was unranked. So when Rolly lost, my man brought up Rolly. Rolly was number 1. They dropped him down to number 5. They left the number 1 spot vacant. So I'm asking myself, why the hell are they gonna do that for? Why they leave? Why don't just elevate Michelle Rivera, who was like number 3, or Corrales, who about to face Rayo? Why don't they both won title eliminators? Just elevate them two. They left it blank, right? So soon as Ryan Garcia beat Fortuna, guess who's number 1?
Ryan Garcia.
So I'm just saying, it's the reason why they did that move. They didn't just wake up in the morning and say, we're going to leave this shit blank for 2 months.
That was the WBA? Was that, you said that's the WBA, right?
WBA 135. You know what I'm saying?
And Tank is the regular champion as far as the WBA go. Devin is the super champion, and so the mandatory would be for Tank Davis. Wow.
That's what I'm saying. So you gotta. So if I'm wrong, I got a hell of a reason why I should be right. Because you got to explain to me, bro. Like, how damn when that shit happen? Number 6, he jumps to number 1. You know what I'm saying? And then the other 2 months it was unranked. So I'm gonna stick with Ryan Garcia, even though I know there's some hurdles. I hear Oscar De La Hoya. That shit pissed me off. It's the quickest way not to have the fight. But if it's not Ryan Garcia, I'm gonna say Michelle Rivera in
Now
December.
I'm gonna argue you down about this one.
Yeah.
Ain't no way. And real quick, shout out to Edmundo Gutierrez, man. Salute to the brother. He said LDUBB is Russell Crowe from Beautiful Mind. He sees the rankings and solves the answers. Fire. Hey, I can't
Yeah, I
disagree.
appreciate you, bro. I
I
appreciate that.
can't disagree. Man,
Salute to
I gotta argue you down, bro. I
you.
got to. Ain't no way. And I'm not just gonna blame Oscar, bro. I'm not blaming just Oscar. I
Yeah.
do think Oscar is full of shit. I think he's full of shit, and a lot of the stuff he says is cap.
Yeah.
I also think, especially when it goes into knowing who to contact. And Negro, if I know who to contact, how you don't know who to contact? I don't understand it. But at the same time, I don't think Floyd or Oscar wants this fight. They like to use each other to continue to build their fighters up. And then when their fighters go fight the Uber driver from yesterday. Now, if Tank fights Michelle Rivera, I give him credit for that fight. I like Michelle Rivera. I think he's a good fighter. And I'm not going to say that's a cherry pick. But I will say I don't think that fight happens either. Because the PBC, I feel like they get, or not even the PBC, excuse me. Michelle Rivera is with Golden Boy, correct?
He's with PBC.
Okay, it is PBC. Okay. Either way, I think that they have an understanding of how they want to move these fighters, and to serve them to Tank Davis at this current moment in time doesn't benefit them. And so I'm calling it. I don't know. It's going to be a Rolly. I got the Rolly rematch, bro. It's the Rolly rematch. That's 2 Tank fighting next, in my opinion. I don't have nothing to back that up, and you gave all facts to back yours up. So if what you say happened, I won't be mad at it, man. Real quick, man. Shout out to the OG, man. Coach, appreciate you coming through. Glove Up Boxing and more. If you go over there, man, what you say, Coach? We gonna make them miss and we gonna make them pay, and that's what Coach is doing over there, man. If y'all really want to get into the dynamics of the Black community, you know what I'm saying? Go check his Friday show out with the Queen. It's a fantastic show, and it's not necessarily boxing, but it's definitely a great show, and it gives different perspectives of what's going on in the Black community. And I've been a part of that show, and I'm really proud to say that I've been a part of that show. Salute to you, Coach. Salute to you. Appreciate you coming through tonight. So, my bad. Going back. Tank. So we got Tank Davis now. You say he's gonna fight Ryan Garcia. I just don't see it happening that way. I think him and Ryan are using each other for clout. I think both of them are using each other's names for clout, but that's just my opinion. So we'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens. Going into Devin Haney, does Devin Haney, in your opinion, I believe the Kambosos fight is next. Do you think after Kambosos, and I don't know why people are surprised that the Kambosos fight is next, but it has to happen. He got the rematch clause, and we even said when Devin was going to sign that contract, I was one of the individuals saying, hey, if you got to fight him twice, fight him twice. So now I'm going to stand on what I said and go fight the man twice. When he comes back, and I think he'll be victorious against Kambosos again, do you think he gets the Lomachenko fight?
Yeah, I think he get it. You know what I'm saying? As long as Lomachenko is back and active, I think they're going to get that fight to Devin. I think that would be the only fight Devin would stay at 135 for, to be honest. Because I think those guys clearly know that they're not going to get the Tank fight. Regardless of what anybody can say, those guys ain't really trying to make that fight, to be honest. Because if you listen to what these guys, the guys who are making the fights, how they talk, and they'll say that Haney is worth too much money and all this stuff. They put in barriers in front of the fight, and that means they're not trying to get the fans what they want. So I would say Haney after Kambosos, if he don't get Lomachenko at 35, I think he's going up to 40 and try to get the. If Zepeda win, I think that's going to be the fight for him. Zepeda beat Regis, which I got Regis winning. I can see him up there. I can see him trying to get maybe Jose Ramirez. If Jose Ramirez get the vacant title.
Hold on, slow down. We got questions about that division. Wait a minute, you're giving too much away too early. You're giving too much away, and I don't mean to cut you off. I apologize.
Oh, you good, bro? My best.
Because I want to get into that 40 division in a second. I definitely want to get into that division. I want to finish up with 35. I want to definitely finish up with 35 right now. Also, I want to talk about 30. You know what I mean? Because, and as we've seen, a lot of, especially 30, 35, 40, a lot of that division is controlled by Top Rank, right? And so because it is controlled by Top Rank, how do you see, and the same thing when we talk about 47, 54, 60, you know, that's controlled a lot by the PBC. And so before we get into those individuals, wanted to ask you, how do you see or the control of divisions by promoters? You know what I mean? Because we're seeing a lot of that now. How do you or what's your thought process or your thoughts on the way these promoters are controlling divisions?
Yeah, so when they control the division, it kind of keep their leverage on their side. And we look at 154 for PBC. Basically, all those guys have fought each other. You know what I'm saying? Rosario fought Charlo. He fought J-Rock. You know what I'm saying? So all these guys basically interchangeable fighting each other. Lubin fought Charlo. He fought Rosario. You know what I'm saying? So when Herb was down there, he was fighting a lot of guys. He never got Herb versus Mel, but so it kind of gives leverage. So if any outside promoter trying to get into that, they're gonna have some issues. You know what I'm saying? So they can make if your talent, if your stable is deep enough in one division and is controlled by one promoter, you can just do a round robin and have good fights. So I think that's a good thing in a sense, but I think it'd be bad if they don't let another good fighter, let's say he's with Matchroom, he should be in that mix too, but he can't get in there because y'all not doing business. You know what I'm saying? So it can be good, it can be bad, but so far with 154 on PBC, that shit been crazy. Tony Harrison beat Mel Charlo. They fought twice, 2 good fights. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't have got that if Tony Harrison was on Top Rank. You know what I'm saying? So
facts, all facts, all facts. So, and once again, family, if y'all have any questions for the plug, that's what we calling them. Matter of fact, when I address you from now, LDUBB, I'm not going to address you as LDUBB. I'm just saying, hey, plug, what's going on? I'm calling you plug from now on, okay? So if y'all have any questions, man, drop them in the chat. We'll definitely get your questions off and allow LDUBB to respond to those questions. Let me see. I see my brother there tied to 2 more fights with. Okay, yeah. And now this is real quick. When we talk about Devin Haney and the fight deal that he has signed with Top Rank, right? I've heard a lot of individuals say that they feel it may be more than just a 3-fight deal with Top Rank. What's your thoughts on that? And how do you see that deal playing out for Devin Haney? And the reason I'm asking this because I rock with Dev the long way, so I got to definitely get my Devin questions out.
Yes, sir. No, I mean, if it is multiple fight deal, I think it's good because they got the talent for him to fight. That's going to help his resume and his legacy. They got some guys over there that he need to be fighting, and it makes sense. So I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? I like what Devin did. He went over there and he went against the grain, and he went and got that fight. He knew what he had to do. He took less money, went over there and did that dude dirty down there, and he got to go do it again. And I think he got all the confidence in the world that he's gonna do it again. So I'm with that. So if he do stay with Top Rank, he got some big fights to get. So I ain't mad at it because he didn't have those fights on Matchroom. You know what I'm saying? If he go to PBC, like you know what I'm saying, he got big fights, but I think he got bigger fights with Top Rank. So if he's gonna sign a multiple fight deal, if that's what the case is, I think it's a good deal.
Real quick, we got my brother R. West. Rightside isn't blowing smoke. He really you damn right, bruh. My LDUBB knows, and I ain't gonna speak for you, but you know I speak very highly of you because the proof is in the pudding. Anybody who's ever came through, and if you're gonna give me nuggets the way that you've given them, and it comes to fruition, what can I say? What can I say? You know what I mean? And I think that speaks to your work. I think it speaks to the knowledge that you bring to the sport. Not necessarily just my opinion, but and we've seen it multiple times where I've said one thing, you'll be like, nah, it ain't gonna happen that way. This is how it's gonna happen. And then you hit me with I told you this was gonna happen, and you hit me with the bullseye, don't you? And I'm like, damn, he was absolutely correct in the way it happened. So salute to you, man, because the work you're putting in is I don't even have the words to describe what it is, because there's nobody that I've ran across doing it the way you're doing it, brother. So, and hence the reason I said you got to be my first interview. You got to be the first person on with me, man. So, my brother D Ray asked, LDUBB, what's your thoughts on the YTB smoke? Okay, go ahead. I'll let you respond to that.
The smoke, I mean, you talking about, I don't know if you exactly what you're talking about, but if you're talking about other channels going against each other, I mean, it's a competitive situation. If they want to do that, it is what it is. You know, I really don't get into all that. You know what I'm saying? If people got personal stuff they need to get out their chest, I guess that's the way to build their channel. That's not how I would do it, but if that's how you want to do it, it is what it is. As far as the YouTube boxing community, I think it's great, bro. Like I said earlier, I mean, it's a lot of. I be having conversation with my coworkers. They don't know when we get to boxing. My man Rightside said it earlier. We get to boxing and they clueless. So we can come on YouTube and we can go to anybody's channel, the damn near, and we can get whatever we need our boxing fix on a regular 24/7 damn near. So you know what I'm saying? I just kind of cover all the bases on that question right there. So I don't know. I hope it helped you out, bro.
And I'm gonna tell you, as far as it comes to me versus channel, I don't want no smoke with no other channel. I don't want smoke with no other channel. I want to build with every channel. You know what I'm saying? If we can build together, I think that's more powerful than us having smoke against each other. So that's just my opinion on that. But my brother Carl, the Crocodile Hunter Hansen, asked, LDUBB, what's your thoughts on Virgil's performance against Mackenzie?
Man, it was a tricky guy he went there against. I thought he did pretty well. I thought the first couple of rounds it was tricky for him, and he didn't come out like I thought he would. I thought he was rushing the knockout instead of letting it come to him. But then once he settled down, I felt like he started to break Buddy down. He didn't have nothing for him. So I actually I thought it was a pretty decent performance. This is his first southpaw that he fought in a long time. And McKinson is the type of guy to try to make the fight ugly. He didn't give him that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? There's some stuff he could have did better. He can tighten up his defense because when he fight those top guys and he get clipped with some of those shots that McKinson hit him with, then it's gonna be a problem. You know what I'm saying? So I think overall I like this performance. I'm glad to see him back coming off the illness he had in March. So yeah, I liked it. I like Virgil back in the mix.
And Carl agreed with you. He agreed with you. Now I will say this. Let me ask you this, L. I felt like the slickness, because even though Mackenzie had absolutely no power, you know what I mean? Respect to him, because he came out and he put it out there. You know what I'm saying? I give him a lot of credit, because he didn't want to stop the fight. I believe he probably had broken ribs, or I know he was limping after the fight. I don't know what happened with the knee or leg or whatever, but I give him credit because I thought he came out and he gave a good account of himself. He was just overmatched. But let me ask this. When Virgil Ortiz runs up against slicker fighters who do have power, who have a little more skill, a little more umph in their shots, a little more power, how do you see him faring? You know, whether it's a Boots, whether it's a Bud, how do you see Virgil faring against some of those other guys that will be able to hit him and make him say, oh, don't get his attention with the power, whereas we saw Mackenzie wasn't able to get his attention, but Mackenzie was a very slick fighter. So how do you see that playing out?
I think he'll be a little bit more cautious. I think he'll have to get his jab going and be steady with the jab. He got a good jab, real powerful, studying jab. So you got to focus on that. But I think they're gonna be cautious, and they could keep the earmuffs on a little bit too long because he's gonna be expecting some comeback for him. So he might not throw. So like for example, he might not throw a 5-punch combination against those guys. He might throw like a 2 or 3-punch combination because he'll be in fear of what's gonna come back. Those guys is faster, more athletic, and they're gonna be able to touch Virgil. Virgil was getting touched. It's a guy Mackenzie. So I think he will have to readjust his stuff and go back to the basics, get his jab going. He got a good jab, you know what I'm saying? And he's strong enough where he can push these guys back and maybe get those guys on the ropes. He's a problem. Like imagine him got Bud trapped against the ropes and then this combination. You don't know because the kid is punching. So you know what I'm saying? He just had to be wary. I think he'll be more cautious if he faced those guys.
And the kid was sitting down on everything. He wasn't throwing nothing. I mean, it wasn't no pity pat shots being thrown. He was sitting down on everything, especially after that first round. And I don't know, against Mackenzie, you can do that, but you start to sit down on shots like that, you know what I mean? Hey, if I can make you miss, I can make you pay. And with you sitting down that way, it could get ugly for him, you know what I mean? Do you think he has the chin to go against those elite guys? And how do you feel about him sitting down the way he was on all those shots against Mackenzie versus some of the elite guys?
See, I don't know if he has the chin. You know what I'm saying? I seen him get buzzed. He did get clipped against McKesson, and I seen him get buzzed against Mean Machine. So I don't know. Maybe those are his last 2 fights. So maybe it's some question marks. So I don't know. But as far as him loading up on the shots, I feel like he can still. I say he gotta pick his his spots to do that. He can just touch the guy. That's how he started to break down McKenzie. He started to touch him to the body, wasn't loading up, and then he broke him down. Like he hurt his hip or something. So I think he can't do that all the time with those. He can't do that against those guys because they're gonna read that those guys got high ring IQ. They're gonna see that he's loading up, and they're gonna punch in between that, and then we're gonna see if he got a chin. So yeah, I think he got a. I think the jab would be the key for him against those guys. Like get the jab going. He got a high guard. Keep the jab going. You know what I'm saying until it's time to get in there and to mix it up with him. But yeah, get your jab going. That's the key to all.
And I didn't think he used his jab enough against Mackenzie. I didn't think he used it enough. And a lot of time, once again, and salute the coach. Coach said it the best. He did that because Mackenzie is pillow fisted. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm not gonna call the brother pillow fisted, but I will say he lacks power. He lacks power, and but he still had great footwork. And that was the other thing I had a problem with was Virgil's footwork against somebody like Mackenzie was in question for me. I question his footwork now. If you run up against those better guys, you know what I mean? And Mackenzie, in my opinion, is a domestic level fighter. He's great at that domestic level. When it comes to being a world-class fighter, he don't have the power to be a world-class fighter. And the skill set, I mean, he has a decent skill set, but I don't think he's a world-class fighter. And so when I look at some of the other guys that Virgil's going to end up having to deal with, I like Virgil. I like him a lot, but if you come up against the wrong slick guys, bro, he could be in trouble. I think he could see some trouble, man. How do you see Virgil's career playing out moving forward? Do you think he's the goods? Do you think he ends up being champion? What do you against a Boots, against a Bud Crawford, a Errol Spence, even moving up a Fundora, a Charlo, a Harrison? How do you see him? How do you see his career playing out against those guys?
I think he is good. So he's a hell of a fighter, strong and solid. And I like his work rate, and he seems to have a good engine too. Those guys you name like in welterweight, I don't think he's beating those guys right now. But I think he does have a possibility to be a world champion, and I think he can go through the divisions. I think he probably end up at maybe like super middleweight, honestly. Maybe middleweight for sure, but super middleweight because he's a big kid that's coming all the way down to 47. So I think he can be a champion. It depends. I don't think he's beating those guys to be champion. Maybe a vacant belt here and there or whatever. because I don't see him beating Spence, Boots, or Bud. Like I think he have a hard time with standing on this with that jab. So I
Hey,
think there's some guys that he gonna have to deal with. He just haven't fought them yet. Go ahead, bro.
no, I was gonna say that Stanley on this fight, man. People tell me Stanley Onis is slow, this, that, what. Man, Stanley Onis, the body work that he has, you know what I'm saying? The jab he has, he got a very strong jab. I like Stanley Onis a lot, man. People, they discredit him, and I think he a hell of a fighter, and he's the individual who really has next, you know what I'm saying, as far as the WBA go. And it's interesting because I believe this fight made Virgil the number one contender in the WBA, which isn't the number one contender for the super title, but it's the number one contender for Stanley Onis. Is that correct?
Man, that's just confusing. Because Stanley Onis is Spence mandatory because they're supposed to consolidate the regular titles and the super title. Because Stanley Onis, he stepped aside to allow Ugas versus Spence, so he got next. So I think with Ortiz winning that eliminator, it just put him in line for a title shot once those guys cleared up the situation. Because if Spence, let's say Spence in a perfect world, he beat Bud, moves up to 54, vacate the titles, and they would just elevate Stanley Onis, and then Stanley Onis mandatory beat Virgil Ortiz. So that's how I'm looking at it like that. So I don't think I don't think he's the mandatory or he's in a spot where he got next. He's just in that spot just in case if it's a vacant title or something like that. That's how I see it. So I don't know.
Now with you saying that, see, and LDUBB, I apologize, man. I didn't get your time frame as far as how long you want to go. You know what I mean? So whenever you ready to drop off, let me know. But we gonna keep rocking. We gonna keep rocking. Real quick, man. Shout out to Food. Wow, Food's 8-Ball Gamer. Shout out to him, man. And what fighters are now we? Okay, and what fighters has Boots or Bud and Boots face like Virgil? He's a problem for both, with great chance to beat him. That's what the brother said.
I think he can compete with those guys though. I ain't saying he can't. I'm not saying those guys watch him. Like it goes both ways though. So when you ask that question, you gotta ask the same thing. Who has he fought similar to Boots and Bud? You can't say it's McKenzie. Because McKenzie ain't punching and he ain't as athletic and he's not a better counterpuncher than those two guys. So it goes both ways. I ain't saying they watching Virgil, because Virgil is a strong guy, he can punch, and he's still growing and learning in the sport of boxing. So I'm not trying to diminish him like that. I'm just saying that's what I would pick those guys over him right now.
And Fool's 8-Baller Gamer, appreciate you stopping through, bro. Much love to you. Definitely sub to the channel, man. Much love, bro. He asked this question right here. He said, this is a good one right here. He said Spence is on his last leg, pulling out against Pac-Man and being stunned versus Ugas. Virgil is a live dog versus Arrow. Man, and let me ask this. I want to frame this question in a certain before we get into it. How do you see Spence moving right now as far as how Fools my brother Fools said?
I mean, I think he is a live dog. I'm not disagreeing with that. I think Spence, to me, I don't think he's on his last leg, honestly. And I think Virgil, my man, what's good with you, bro? LDTB in the building. Salute to you, bro. I see you. No, but I think it's more questions Virgil had to ask than Spence. What's Virgil gonna be like after the 6th round when Spence started to turn it up? Like Spence got that gear. So I don't know. I don't know what Virgil, how he gonna react to that. You know what I'm saying? If Spence decides to box, I don't know. But I know Virgil is a good fighter. He is gonna be in there with those guys. I'm not, like I said, I think he live too. So it's not a bash Virgil session. I'm just saying, I just got who I want. You know what I'm saying? That's who I'm picking. So whatever you say, I can counter that shit.
It's interesting because my brother LDUBB, the nigga knows so much information and he can pull it the way he pulls it. He can talk. I ain't gonna lie. And Dub, tell me if you think I'm wrong, bro. Tell me if you think I'm wrong. I believe he can argue both sides of any argument and still have valid points. that's the knowledge that he puts out there. What you think about that?
Yeah, I could do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I see it on both sides. Yeah. Now, it may go against what I actually believe, though, but I can do it because I can see it. I can see it from both sides. So when I be listening to the debates, like I would listen to you in Knockouts debate, I was like thinking on both sides, like, damn, he right on this part, he right on this part. So it's like you go both ways. So yeah, bro. I just try to be well rounded. It's like a lot of people think that all I do is drop gems and tell you when the fight gonna happen, but we breaking fights down too. You know what I'm saying? We doing that too. We doing predictions as well. We well rounded in the sport of boxing. It's not just go to LDUBB and get your news. You can come, of course, come over and get that too. But you can get a solid breakdown from me as well.
Please stop sleeping on the brother. Don't sleep on him. Matter of fact, if you're not subbed to him and you over here tonight, if you're not subbed to LDUBB, I don't know what you're doing with your life, bro, because this brother, I'm going to tell you, like he just said, he can break the fight down. He can predict the fight, but then he can tell you what's going on behind the scene. He's giving a well-rounded, you know what I'm saying? And once again, El, this is why I said you were the first person, and me and you, we had this conversation, but I wanted you to be first. The reason I wanted you to be first is because the knowledge you bring to the sport is not singular. You know what I'm saying? It's not biased. It's a true objective look at the sport of boxing. And I think that's kind of what drew me to chop it up with you as much as we've chopped it up. You know what I mean? Because you keep it a buck and you've been 100% real with it with me. So salute to you, bro. Like much love. We're gonna now we real quick. Let's be honest. This is Fool's eight ball gamer, man. Let's be honest. Boots and Virgil are on the upstart. And Bud, 35, arrow, detached retina. All right, bro. We not getting into all that, man. I feel like the brother he's starting to.
It's all good. No, I mean they are up and coming. I'm with that. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't said nothing wrong. Bud about to be 35 this year. You know, the detached retina. I had questions about that going into the fight with Ugas, but I ain't seen no wear and tear from Spence. He actually looked real good in his last fight. So I don't know. That's a hell of a back nine. I'm gonna say that. If he's on the end of his career, those young boys are gonna have to bring that to beat him. They're gonna have to really bring some shit that we ain't never seen as boxing fans. They're gonna have to dig deep to come get that dude on the back nine. Same thing with Bud being 35. They're gonna have to bring something real special that night. So, you know, I'm with you. I mean, you ain't say nothing wrong, but hey, like I said, I can count on everything you said. It's all good. It's all good.
LDUBB, what you think about Usyk stopping AJ between 9 and 12? You know what I'm saying? The odds are good. What you think about AJ versus Usyk? And they got what it seems like. They got Usyk stopping AJ.
Man, it depends how AJ.
I got an opinion on that. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, bro. Oh, okay.
No, this on you.
Okay. It depends how AJ come out. If he come out aggressive and fast and want to dictate the pace and throw a lot of punches and using a lot of energy, I feel like it's a good chance he can get stopped in those rounds. Because AJ, in all his fights, he always looked like he gassed out in the back end of the fight. You know what I'm saying? With all that muscle and stuff. So if he's coming out strong and you know, really letting his hands go, 9 through 12, yeah, he might be ready to go. Y'all seen at the end of the first fight, he just flopped it. Yo, at the end of the fight, how you sit down on your stool at the end of the 12th round? Don't you do that between the rounds? You know what I'm saying? He was gassed out in that fight. So, I mean, I have to say he may be gassed out in this fight. So 9 through 12, maybe some good rounds to pick for a knockout for Usyk. I'm not putting it past it. I think Usyk probably could stop him.
Agreed. And I'm gonna tell you, one of the things I worry about with individuals like AJ, and I hate to say this, I worry about Kid Austin as well. Floyd Schofield packing on too much muscle. You know what I mean? And when I see fighters packing on muscle, also, oh man, what's my brother name at 54? The Troy Isley. Troy Isley.
Yeah.
That muscle, bro. Like and it could be a good thing in my opinion, but when it comes to boxing, we all know muscle eats up more oxygen than anything else. And because it does, you know what I'm saying, it allows you to be gassed later in fights. And I got questions about. I think that's one of AJ's biggest problems. Hence the reason I don't think I got Usyk beating his ass this fight as well. Unless AJ come out and is able to stop him, he's gonna have to use his weight and press Usyk. If he can't do that, then I think he loses the fight. If and I look forward to seeing what happens with Floyd, Schofield, Kid Austin. I look forward to seeing what happened with Isley. The muscle mass, bro. I know that muscle mass it eats up oxygen, and when you eating that oxygen up, bro, like it creates a problem for you as far as stamina goes. And so I hope that they're able to get past that and can continue to fight. But how do you see that, LDUBB? Do you think that these bigger fighters, these more muscular fighters, because, or I'm not even going to get into that, but these more muscular fighters, do you think they're at a disadvantage because of the muscle mass that they have?
Yeah, I think so, especially when they're facing a guy that's going to take you to the deep waters. You know what I'm saying? They got a good gas tank themselves. And that stuff, right? That's why a lot of these guys they end up fading down the stretch. You know what I'm saying? All his fights. I like AJ when he fought Ruiz in the second fight. I thought that was a good. He looked good in that fight. You know what I'm saying? He looked like he was in some real shape. He didn't gas out down the stretch, but then again, he didn't really step on the gas either. So it's still a question marks. But man, AJ can win the fight. We'll see how he comes out. I think he have to establish himself as a big man. You know what I'm saying? He have to make sure his counters are on point. It's still the fight that Usyk had with Tony Bellew that I feel like he can employ some of that. Not try to outbox him, but kind of time him and beat him to the punch. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes Usyk he'll throw like an off rhythm straight left hand down the pipe when he's leaning over to his right. You know what I'm saying? AJ can catch him with a straight right hand down the pipe. You know what I'm saying? That's what Tony Bellew was hitting him with. He was winning those rounds. So maybe he can employ some of that, but he definitely got to establish himself as a big man. You know what I'm saying? Dig to the body when it's necessary. There's a lot of stuff he can do in the fight to win, you know what I'm saying, so he can come out on top.
So we at we at an hour 23 right now. And if you got time, we can keep cooking. But I gotta put you in the ring, the ringside seat. You know what I'm saying? I gotta put you in the ringside seat with Rightside. Is that cool? Are you ready for it?
Yes, sir. I got time. Let's get it.
Let's do it then. Here we go. We got questions. When we ask the questions, they coming at you. Just come off the top of the head with it. You feel me? Yeah. You got 50 or you got 30 seconds or less to answer the question. You ready for it?
Yep.
Bud Spence, does that fight happen?
I got Bud Crawford by a tight, unanimous decision, split decision type deal.
Hold on. You breaking up, brother. You're breaking up just a little bit. You're breaking
Can you hear me? What about now?
No, it's still kind of choppy. You still kind of choppy.
Oh, shit. All right, what about now?
You good. You good now. You good.
All right. I like Bud Crawford in that fight. I think Bud gonna win a close decision. I can see a lot of ebbs and flows in that fight. I really believe the first one who win 2 rounds in a row will probably win that fight. You know what I'm saying? But I would take Bud. I think Bud would probably use his boxing ability a little bit better in this fight. Use his legs like he haven't really been doing. But I think he's gonna need to do it in this fight because once Spence after the 6th round, once he get going, it's gonna be tough. So I'm gonna take Bud close 7-5.
Bud 7-5. I ain't mad. Now, That's who you got winning the fight.
Yeah.
And you know, me and you, we've talked about this before. Does the fight happen?
Yes. It's happening next.
When does the fight happen, LDUBB? And I know what you're gonna tell me, but I want the people to hear it.
I'm gonna say November 19th. I've been saying November when everybody was saying September and October. I've been the one standing firm saying November the whole time. So I'm gonna stay with it. November 19th makes sense to me.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. LDUBB told me that, and bro, I tried to book shit. You know what I'm saying? I tried to book it early, and man, I don't know. I want to be at the fight. I want to be at the fight. I don't know if I'm gonna be at the fight, man. I'm about ready to say F this fight, but we gonna stay positive. We're gonna stay positive. And one of the reasons we're gonna stay positive, because if I come to the fight, LDUBB, I'm looking to see you, bro. I'm looking to meet you and show you love the same way I know you're gonna show me love.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's all good. It's all love over here.
All right. Here we go now. So Tank versus Ryan. Does that fight happen this year? Tank versus Ryan.
I'm gonna say yes. It happens this year, and yeah, I think it happens this year, December. I think they're gonna get it together.
Okay. So you got it happening this year. Next question. Are promotional brands, or not brands, are the promotional companies hindering the sport of boxing?
Yes, in some instances, yes, because it's fights that we should be getting, because they're the best fights, and we got one guy over here, one guy over there, and they should make the fight happen for the fans. So I would say in some cases, yes, they handle some of the big fights that we need for the sport of boxing.
Okay. Next, do you believe that? Let me rephrase the question. Do you believe? No, I'm not going to rephrase it. Do you believe that Devin Haney or is Devin Haney being avoided at 135 right now, in your opinion?
I believe so. In some instances, it depends who It depends who the person is. But I think the more belts that he have, I think guys gonna want to fight him at the end of the day. So I would say yeah, he's getting avoided.
Boots Ennis versus Bud Crawford. Who wins the fight?
I'm taking Bud in the fight, but this is a scary fight for me. As I like Bud, you know what I'm saying, of course, but I think this is a scary fight because Boots is a bigger version, faster and stronger, and he is a little bit more hungrier. He's a guy that's not going to show no mercy to the old seasoned veteran champion. He's going to go in there and try to beat him. So Bud going to have to bring out something different. It's going to be another close fight. I always believe in these champions having the championship experience to get through. So I'm gonna say Bud, but that shit is very close. So ask me that in like 2 months or 3 months or something, I may have a different answer.
We're gonna shoot my brother D-Ray some love. Jihad Tucker, is he ready for the top individuals at 47?
I don't think so, not right now. But he's coming. He's coming. He needs some more developmental fights. You know what I'm saying? He needs some more developmental fights.
I like Jihad Tucker a lot. I'm a fan of him. I like him a lot. Now we asked about Boots, you know what I'm saying, versus Bud. So now we got to go Virgil versus Spence. Who wins that fight?
I like Spence in the fight. I like Spence. I think Spence. He like I said, championship experience. After the 6th round, Spence is just a different monster after the 6th. He just coming downhill. And I don't know if Virgil's going to be able to deal with it. Although I think it will be a fun fight, exciting fight for the state of Texas. It's a fight I would like to see, but I'm taking Earl Spence. I think Earl Spence may stop him late.
Fights we got coming up. We got Canelo versus Triple G. Does Triple G have a chance to win that fight?
Yeah, Triple G has a chance. I think the fight going to be close like it was before, but it's going to be a little bit more brutal. the third fights on most trilogies be the most brutal fights. Bo Holyfield, Wilder Fury, you know what I'm saying? Even Bradley versus Pacquiao. I'm gonna say I got Canelo by late stoppage actually. I think it's gonna be a back and forth competitive fight up until the stoppage.
Who do you see Keith Thurman fighting next?
Oh shit.
I gotta ask the question now. I gotta ask him.
That's what that shit threw me off. Oh shit. I'm gonna say Keith Thurman versus somebody like that's a tough one. Jesus Ramos.
He'll get
No,
the
you know
dog
what?
shit. He'll get the dog shit beat out of him by Jesus Ramos, bro.
You know what? I'm gonna say Rashidi Ellis.
Who you got in there? I got Rashidi Ellis beating his ass.
You know what? See that's some. See, it comes down to that champion. I have to say this, man. I don't think Sturman is so far gone that he still can't display his championship experience against these guys.
Bro,
Like
I just hate. Go ahead.
I think he can box enough to keep Rashidi Ellis at bay with his fast hands, and he got to worry about Keith Thurman trying to hurt him early in the fight. But down the stretch, Keith Thurman really don't. You know, he's kind of like a front runner. So I like Keith Thurman still in that fight. I think Rashidi Ellis can cause some problems, but still, Keith Thurman can box well enough to get you his 7 rounds that he's looking for, that's it.
Hey, that's exactly. It's funny you say those 7 rounds because we know that's exactly what Keith is looking for. Those 7 rounds. I'm gonna tell you, the body work. Anybody who can go to the body against Keith Thurman, I feel like they got the advantage, bro. If Mario Barrios was able to hurt you to the body, anybody up in these higher weight divisions, I feel like they'll hurt them to the body and they'll probably end up stopping them. But we'll definitely see what happens. Before I'm gonna ask one question before I continue. Do you mind if we let individuals on in the chat? I'll drop the link so they can come on and ask you questions. Do you mind, or would you prefer not to? However you want to.
I don't mind, yo. Just bring them on. Let's get it.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Now you know I'm gonna drop it. Now I ain't gonna let everybody on from the beginning because I still got a couple questions for you. I still got a couple, but the link is in the chat, fellas. If y'all want to jump on and ask the great brother LDUBB, and LDUBB, much love to you. Appreciate your time tonight. Like I said, man, I felt like you should have. You had to be the first. You know what I mean? You had to be the first because I know me and you, we done rock for a minute and you always showed me love. And so I felt like this was my opportunity to show you love and I want to bring you back on multiple times. You got to be, I want you to be a guest that shows up on a regular basis. So whenever I call you and ask you, just you know how it is.
Oh yeah, yes sir.
All right, now moving forward, and they said, hey, I ain't mad at that. When we talk about what's coming next, right? David Benavidez, Jamal Charlo, that division, you know what I'm saying, 60, 68, what's going on there, right? Who do you see reigning supreme outside of Canelo? Canelo is an outlier in this conversation. So when we have those other individuals, who do you see reigning supreme at that division? And anybody in the chat, if y'all want to jump in and ask the brother LDUBB questions, please feel free to click the link. Who do you feel supreme going into the 60-68 division? Who's the best up there? Is it Mel? Is it Andrade? I don't know if I said the brother name, his last name the right way. Benavidez. Who do you like at that division?
I like David Benavidez. I think David Benavidez is the man to beat. You know what I'm saying? So I would say I would favor him over most guys because I feel like he would impose his will on a lot of those guys. You know what I'm saying? Even I know people say David Morrell and stuff like that, but I still like Benavidez in those fights. You know what I'm saying? But I like to see all of them. So good to see. But I love David Benavidez to win, to beat most of those guys. Even Jamal Charlo coming up, I think he beats Andre. But I think he'll be able to overcome all that awkward stuff that Andre is doing and he'll start walking him down. Like when he started to get the rhythm and walking anybody down, you're not beating Benavidez unless you got a sledgehammer or something that you can hit him with. You know what I'm saying?
And real quick, man, salute to the queen, man, Miss Coach. Appreciate you stopping through. Hey, y'all definitely on Friday, man. They have a great show going over. Man, Coach got a great show going every day. I think he's going live. And Coach, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's 1:30 Central Time. Miss Coach, on Friday nights, man, I done had the pleasure to go over there and for them to quiz me and to talk to me and us to chop it up about what's going on in the Black community. Much love to y'all, man. And we know what Coach gonna say. Look at this. We know what Coach gonna say. Benavidez. He got David Benavidez over everybody. You know what I mean? But at the same time, man, I agree with you. I think that when you get up into those divisions, I do think that Benavidez is that guy. But I also think that for somebody like Andrade versus Maul, and I gotta say, man, I'm disappointed in Maul and Andrade. I'm disappointed in both of them because they're not going after the smoke like I want them to go after the smoke, man. We got my brother D-Ray in the building. D-Ray, salute to you, brother. How you feeling tonight?
I'm blessed, bro, and I'm up here with y'all, so you know I'm feeling good. Like I just won the championship. Undisputed up here.
What's good with
D-Ray?
you,
bro? Go ahead. My bad, L.
I was saying, what's good with you, D-Ray? Salute to you.
Appreciate you. Hey, LDUBB, I wanted to know this, bro. What is your motivation to drop all these gems, man, to do the research, and like probably I'm just gonna guess, right? Like 75% of the things that you might come out with, nobody else is even gonna talk about. And I'm just wondering, like, what ignited your passion to get and to be able to just go, behind the scenes and find out what's happening, and then to also not try to drop clickbait headlines. You know what I'm saying? And like my man Rightside said, he called you the plug because everything you say is a gem. So go ahead, bro. I just wanted to hear about that.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that question. So for me, being in the community and just rapping with, everybody, that love the sport of boxing, once I got in touch with the inside stuff, I want to give it to the brothers like you guys so you guys know what's going on too. A lot of people go to the writers and they quote what they say and this, that, and the third. And I feel like I'm on par with them. The same news they get, I'm getting the same thing, maybe 2 or 3 days before that, maybe in a week sometime. You can ask my brother Rightside on that one. So I just want to bring that aspect to the community because I'm like one of y'all. I was in the chat too, hollering at everybody before I got my channel and stuff like that, and still do. So I just want to bring that perspective. And as far as the clickbait shit, that's just not my thing. You know what I'm saying? Because my stuff is I just try to figure out and weed through that. That right there causes confusion. So if somebody comes out with that type of videos, I ain't gonna lie, I will shoot that shit down if you come to me with it because I know that some of the stuff don't be facts. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is that's just not what I do. You know what I'm saying? I understand if other brothers doing it, and I understand what it's about, but that's just not me. So I want to give y'all the real facts and the real behind the scenes shit, so you guys be updated just like I am. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure everybody is updated just like me. So what I got, y'all got. Yeah, everybody know that talk to me behind the scenes. They know I be dropping gems left and right. I know they probably get tired of that shit. I be dropping shit like it'd be like a long list of gems I dropped or what's coming next or who gonna fight who or who is in talks. That's because I want you guys to get it first. I'd rather you have it and put it out on your channel than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? They got the clout. Everybody goes to their channel for certain stuff. No, give it to my man Rightside. Let Rightside have it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be 100. Let him have it and he take it, and that way it's gonna make the community grow even more. So that's why. That's my motivation.
I guess it's when I get to take over the show. I'm just playing. Go ahead.
No. All facts. So I'm getting ready to switch devices. So y'all give me a quick second I will screw this up easily, but I'll be if I do screw it up, I'll be right back. So, but
Got you.
no, and exactly what he said. One of the things LW just said is, and this is just facts. I'll be like, LW, bro, man, you should put this out. He'd be like, nah, it ain't about the credit, bro. It's about individuals like you knowing who come in with the real facts. That's what it's about. It's not about taking credit for it. I'll give it to you and let you put it out before I'll take credit because it's not about the credit for me. And you know, Elder, we done had multiple conversations. I'll be like, hey, I'm gonna make a series, bro. I'm gonna have you on there. You can come. He's like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. And the humbleness, you feel me, is one of the reasons I respect LDUBB so much because he's always been humble. When I first stepped into this game, bro, LDUBB is one of the individuals who embraced me, who said, hey, hit me up. And even now, if a fight is coming up, he'll be like, hey, I got this for you. This is what the fight gonna be. Let me send you this link right here. We can watch the fight here. You know what I mean? Like, it's never been about him. He never tried to make it about himself, even though I've been the one saying, I think he should. You feel me? I think he should, but at the same time, that's not what he want to do. He's so humble that he wants to continue to grow the community. And I just got a lot of respect for that because there are times where you've seen individuals try to make it about themselves. And somebody like LDUBB, who has the knowledge, who's tapped in, who's putting the gems out there, he's not trying to make it about himself. He's keeping it about the sport of boxing. And I just got, and you know, I've said it multiple times to you. I got so much respect for you. And that's hence the reason you had to be number one, bro. It is what it is. But I'm switching devices. Give me a quick second, guys. So y'all chop it up and I'll be right back. I hope I don't mess myself up too bad.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh,
Testing,
on,
testing.
Hey. Yeah, you here? We can hear you.
Yeah, bro. D-Ray, I see you everywhere, though. You know what I'm saying? Salute to you, bro, for being involved in the community as well.
Hey, fam, and that's the thing I wanted to say, man, is that you was one of the first ones that I seen that actually was going everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And everybody having tremendous amount of respect for you. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is you always, bro, been 100 as far as I seen. Even when there's times whatever, they try to drag you into the YTCB BS, and you just let them know, bro, I'm above that. It's about the knowledge that I'm bringing, like you were saying, to the chat and to us fans. So I always appreciate that. That's why whenever I see you, bro, I always shout you out. You know what I mean? And it ain't never a thing about, oh, well, because I know sometimes, bro, that, we can't see every comment, or, we busy, or we just came in to throw the thumbs up and salute them. So, I understand that. But I wanted to ask you, bro, what was your, like, thing that brought you to boxing? Like, was there a fighter? Was there a fight? Or what brought you, your love to boxing, bro?
I would say just being a kid, with my uncles and my moms and my family, they used to put me on to boxing as a youngin', watching Sweet Pea Worker, you know what I'm saying? I'm being from Virginia, so of course that was our guy, you know what I'm saying? So just watching boxing like that, you know what I'm saying? As far as YouTube, I used to be in everybody's chat, and they was like, yo, bro, you should start your own channel. And at first, I really wasn't into it because, honestly, it wasn't my idea. You know what I'm saying? I'm a type of dude that go off of, like, energy and how it fits me. So I feel like it really didn't fit me, but although I thought it was a cool concept because I could be able to drop my knowledge. So I didn't take it seriously. I started my channel in 2018. And I probably didn't even do maybe 40 videos. But you know what? It started to change like around the COVID time because I'm like, listen, I know I bring a lot to the sport. They would just put it out the way I would want it. So I want to get the in-depth. I want to get everything in-depth. So me as a boxing fan, tell me everything. Break it down all the way. So I try to do that as much as I can So that's why I've been so committed, or try to be committed, to just giving everybody that rock. I have to say this: people that rock with me, because a lot of people that actually do hit me behind the scenes, and I feel like I have to be accessible. You know what I'm saying? I be getting texts like 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm on the West Coast. People hit me up and like, yo, LDUBB, what's good with this? And I feel it's my obligation to be like, yo, you gonna fight such and such, yo, have a good one. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these guys that we go to for the news, like these Coppingers and all these guys, they're not gonna sit up and they're not gonna give you, they're not gonna respond to you. So if you have a question for them, they're not gonna do that. I'm on the same level, really. And I get the same information they get. So if you ask me a question behind the scenes, no matter what the time is, I got you. You know what I'm saying? I may be.
Hey, I got one more real quick for Rightside jump back in here, bro, because you brought this up, and it just seemed like it's a marriage made in heaven, bro. Have you ever thought about writing articles or something like that about boxing? You know what I mean? Where we can go read what LDUBB is saying.
You know what? I have thought about that, yo. I have thought about trying to do my own website. You know what I'm saying? Of course, and that would, I did thought about that, because a lot of people, a lot of people don't be on YouTube, to be honest with you. So I feel like I can put it out there. Yeah, I have thought about it, but I haven't pulled the trigger on that because of the situation I'm in as far as work and kids and all that type of shit. But yeah, I have thought about it.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Not even and I know the website is but I'm just saying, like, just being able to, like, if there was like a platform that would say, LDUBB, any article you want to be able to release, we'll go ahead and put it out for you or something like that, bro, because you do it unbiasedly, and you do the research and you come with facts, bro, and I think that's the main thing that people want, is the truth, bro.
Yeah.
Right. Because so many times as the fans, they say, well, our fans might not be able to handle the truth if we tell them this or that about our fighter. And what I like about you, bro, is it's cut and clean, and it's just what it is. You know what I mean? Now you take it however you want to take it. You can defend it or you can try to excuse it, but what you tell them is fact, bro. So I'm just saying that, I just think, man, that as far as writing articles, though, bro, I would just love to be able to know that I could click on a LDUBB story and see. So I ain't got to go say Mike him or Kim him. I can say LDUBB wrote this. Here's the article right here. Check the receipts. Go ahead, bro.
You know what, though? That's the thing, too, because a lot of people believe it's facts if they see it on Boxing Scene or whatever. So if you got your own publication, or if you can see it in black and white, most fans gonna take that shit as gospel. And what I do behind the scenes. I give it to you before they'll give it to you. So you might be like, is this dude for real? I had a lot of guys didn't believe in the system or didn't believe in LDUBB like that. They would try to curb me and this, that, and the third. And then the same information come out, and they act like it's brand new. So I understand what you're saying too, because that way y'all know who I am. I'm accessible. You know what I'm saying? You can holler at me behind the scenes, get my number, all that good shit. So if you've seen an article from me, that would put more credence into what I do, and you guys are like, nah, yo, let's switch it. Let's change where we get our information from. Instead of going over here, let's go to LDUBB. You know what I'm saying? Because he gonna bring you the same shit. And he's more accessible. So, yeah, I'm with you. I'm listening to all that stuff. I'm trying to take it in and see what I could do.
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm one of the guys, and I'm still working to switch. Like, bro, this StreamYard stuff is very difficult to deal with at times. But I'm one of the people who LDUBB and Dub. Tell me if I'm wrong. He done hit me with certain things. I'd be like, all right. And then a few days later, the shit come to fruition. I'm like, bro, you told me this was going. How you knew this was going to happen, bro? How you knew this was going to happen? And it's been just multiple times where the brother he's come through with great boxing knowledge and been very accurate with it. When we talk about the Coppingers and any name you want to name, it's been multiple times that whether it's ESPN, it's been multiple times LDUBB will hit me with the news and then 3 3 hours later, you know what I mean, it'll pop up on my ESPN app. And I'm sitting here like, bro, I'll send it to him like, yeah, you told me this was gonna happen. So it's when you built a legacy and a reputation the way LDUBB has, man, it's nothing but respect. It's nothing but respect.
And I want to salute to R West too. I appreciate you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. You know, in this boxing community, you can find whatever you want. Everybody deliver it certain ways. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? I wanted to be like the insider because I seen what everybody else was doing. We'll repeat what we seen on boxing scene. I keep saying boxing scene, but wherever we get our information from, we just repeat it and recycle it. So my part of my thing was to doing YouTube was like, yo, let me fill that void to the brothers and people who rock with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to go to this guy because he's not like, he really don't rock with. They don't rock with us. These guys that do these boxing writers and shit like that, they don't rock with the fan base. They don't come over. They're not gonna come in your chat and say, "What's up, Rightside? What's good with you? Salute." They're not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? So what I want to be the one that, okay, I can get the inside information just like them. I found out how easy it was to do it, and being a person that I am that can network and sociable, know how to get down like that. I'm like, shit, let me give it to the people who really need it, that be talking this boxing 24/7. Like, really, we be on YouTube all day long talking boxing. So why not have an insider that's just like y'all?
Absolutely. Hey, bro, and you said something right
quick,
there because they ain't gonna never come over. My bad. Go ahead,
real quick. If I kick myself off, I'll be right back, guys. I'm working on it. If I kick myself off, I'll be right back. I'm still trying to figure this StreamYard shit out, so give me a second. But if I kick myself off, I'm rocking with y'all.
Absolutely. Our West, you is the man too, bro. I concur with everything LDUBB said, and I concur with what our West said. LDUBB Boxing News. I would subscribe. Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys. For sure. But yeah, you know, this boxing shit is love, man. Like, I mean, I love listening to everybody, really. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to agree with it, but you can always listen and get something from it. And I'll always say I'm the best and nothing like that. It's people that got a hell of a delivery, you know what I'm saying, that I go listen to. And it's all about the love of the sport, like real talk. Because like we the only sport that don't have a daily show in and outside of the season. Like, for example, football, if it's outside the season, they got a show on ESPN every day. Same thing with basketball, baseball. But boxing don't have a show on ESPN or Fox. So you gotta come to YouTube to get your news and your knowledge. So, you know what I'm saying? That's where we got a good community of guys that's just putting out, you know, content. So that's what's up. That's dope.
Absolutely. Uh-oh, now you're in trouble. It's just me and you. I'm just playing, bro. But I just wanted to say is what do you think about the Suits or whoever saying that the Crawford and Spence fight will be stole so much that they can't afford to make it? And my thing, you know, and they saying that Bob Arum saying that he wanted to be $20, $25, right? But he didn't have no problem when Keith Thurman was making an $80 tune-up, or, you know what I mean, this Ruiz and Ortiz fight. But go ahead, bro.
No, yeah. I think that's just, they underestimate the fan base. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. They underestimate the fan base because this fight right here with Bud and Spence, like, this shit has been ready. It's ready to explode. And they probably don't believe in it like that. And you gotta think it gotta be because of these two brothers this fight. You know what I'm saying? Because this fight, everybody gonna come out and support it. So maybe they hesitant, like some people don't support it. And I know streaming is a situation where they can't control and they want to get the value of the fight, but they ain't gonna be able to get it. There's always gonna be somebody streaming something. But they underestimate how many fans gonna come out and see this fight. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're not in tune with what's going on these YouTube streets to know how everybody talk about these fights. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And here's the thing though, bro. I think that they disrespecting us as fans, you know what I'm saying? And we turn around and use it as disrespect to the other side or whatever, you know. And I'm just saying, you know, because I've always said when it comes to this Spencer Crawford fight, bro. That we talked enough for 4 fights, and we ain't got one yet. So they saying we got $1 million worth of words, but we ain't got $5 to put down on the fight, man. And I'm just saying, bro, that and that's why I'm saying is that the way that you and Rightside go about it, they're gonna have to do nothing but respect us as fans and consumers, bro. Because like you said, if we putting out product every day where there's some boxing talk out here that is really feeding the fans the information that they want, they're gonna have to respect it. And I just think that it's a way for them to try to discredit us and promote them own selves. But the thing I said is on one video, Eddie Hearn said that Spencer Crawford wasn't a good fight. But when they went to go do the press conference for Triple G and Canelo, they asked them guys, well, who y'all picking in the Spencer Crawford fight? And I'm like, bro, how can you do that when the fight ain't been made and you just said it wasn't a good fight? But now that you know that you got Triple G and Canelo made, now it's okay to ask them, what they thought about the fight. But go ahead, bro. I apologize.
No, you good, bro. No, that's right.
And real quick before you cook on it, I don't know what's going on, but I'm at 12 Eastern time. I'm gonna start a new stream. I'm gonna start the Tuesday night cookout. But I gotta ask you. Well, go ahead and respond to D Ray, and then I got a question for you. My apologies.
Yeah, Eddie been disingenuous. You know what I'm saying? He just want to build up his fight. But you don't have to turn down another promotion to build up your fight because it's proof is in the pudding. Everybody's going to ask them about that fight because it's the biggest thing going because we want to see that. We haven't seen them guys yet. We seen Canelo and Triple G. So we ain't that hyped about it, even though I think it's going to be a good fight. We ain't too hyped. So, yeah, of course. I think he's just being disingenuous.
You know, it's interesting you say it. So, and once again, I believe, like you said, Eddie Hearn, he was being definitely disingenuous. But we've seen Eddie Hearn do this multiple times. Matter of fact, most of the time when Eddie Hearn starts to talk about fights, those are the fights that's not going to happen. Let me ask this, though, LDUBB. You ready for this?
Yes, sir.
Bud Crawford, man. Bud Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr. The 12th and the 19th of November.
Yeah.
How sure? What's your as far as that fight happening? Because you know how I feel about that fight. It ain't happening. The fight ain't happening. That's my opinion. How sure are you that fight gonna happen, bro?
I think it happened.
Go ahead.
Now, you want to give a percentage on it?
Give me a percentage. 100% being that it happens, 0% being that it never happens.
I'm gonna say 82. That's the year I was born. I'm gonna stick with that. I'm gonna stick with that number, 82. I'm gonna say this because right now is at its peak that need to happen, and all parties involved, whether you think they're wrong or right in the negotiation, they know they need to make this fight now, or it's gonna lose interest. They know that. So I feel like this is the perfect time to make the fight. You know what I'm saying? And if they don't do it, they definitely gonna drop the ball. And like my man was asking earlier, he was saying this sport is a niche sport. You know what I'm saying? This would put us back into a niche sport. You got outside people asking about this fight. You got casual fans that just dip their head in every now and again and then dip it back out when the big fight happen or don't happen. So if the big fight don't happen, they dipping their head out. There's a lot of heads gonna be dipped out. You feel me? But we still gonna be here as boxing fans, and we have to take the brunt of it, and we're gonna be hurting inside because this is the fight we want. So I feel like these guys recognize that the networks, all parties involved in negotiate, they hear what's going on in these streets. So you know what I'm saying? I believe if it don't happen, y'all, really it's gonna set back a lot of shit in the sport of boxing because this is the biggest right now. So I would say
if the fight don't happen, it set the sport back 10 years.
I would say that. He
said
that's 18%. He said that's 18%. Yeah. So you know, it is a chance that it don't happen, but I'm gonna rock with that.
but what's the 18%? What in your mind? What is that 18% that stops the fight from happening? What do you see?
You know, if these networks don't want to give the fighters the bread, like it's not just Bud, it's Spence too. Spence won a high guarantee as well. These guys deserve it. If you telling me this is the biggest fight in the sport of boxing, okay, I want to get paid like it's the biggest sport in the sport of boxing. Well, I don't think the split got anything to do with it. I think these guys trying to work out a deal so they can both get a high guarantee. Hence why the undercard might not be too crazy. You know what I'm saying? You might see some shit that y'all might not want to see. And then it's gonna be a sacrifice for these guys to be able to get paid. So I would say the 18% of it is gonna have to do with both guys wanting to get paid. You know what I'm saying? So
Now, let me ask you this, and first off, I want to ask you, and if you don't want to speak on, it, I understand. Don't speak on it. But have you ever talked to Rick Glacier? Have you ever talked to him one on one? And do you have a relationship with him?
I spoke to him on Twitter, not one on one. I'll put out some information and he'll try to correct me. And 9 times, like for example, I was saying that Albert Bell was an excellent sparring partner for George Kambosos. He was trying to say nah, it wasn't because Albert Bell is 3 inches taller than Devin Haney and this, that, and the third. So I was like, bro, that's why you hire sparring partners so they can mimic the guy you fighting. That's what he do in the sport of boxing. He go hire sparring partners for anybody's training camp. And I was like, how you don't know that? So we don't got no relationship. It's just me telling him that my knowledge in the sport of boxing is better than yours. That type of shit. We don't have no relationship. I don't get down.
What'd you say? You be kicking his ass. That's what you do. Real quick, man. Shout out to my brother Mike Biggs Boxing, man. Appreciate you coming through, Mike Biggs. A1 Hoop Zone. Shout out to the TWT, man, the winning team. Shout out to that whole crew over there. ETB, man, Keon, appreciate you coming through tonight. Much love to you, brother. Much love. You know what I'm saying? But keep cooking on that. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. And I gotta agree with you. I gotta agree that there's definitely there's levels to this. And they tell me that Rick Glacier, they'll tell me he's 28 years or however many years in the sport. I know who I listen to, and I know who comes with the correct information. So,
listen, I would trust when I started watching boxing back in the day. I say 7 years old, so I trust my 33 years in the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? Over his, just to keep it a buck. Like I feel like this: if you not you only talking negative. You talk negative about certain promotion companies and certain people in the sport of boxing, right? So that means if you're talking negative about it, you're not included in what's going on with them. All you're doing is having an opinion, just like me, you, and everybody else, right? So how can I say you some type of expert if you only giving an opinion? I can do that. Brothers that have these channels that's rocking every day, I can go listen to them and listen to him. You know what I'm saying? So you're not everywhere. You just over here. So if you tell me you was everywhere, he was doing this, he was doing that, he got relationships, I don't see him at fights. When I go to the fights, I don't see him. Why is that? I go to top rank fights. I go to all types of fights, PBC, Matchroom, everybody. I don't see him. So how much of an insider or whatever is he? If I'm at that spot myself, why do I need him? You feel me? And he don't never. He always trying to discredit what people trying to say, and he don't be knowing the shit either. I already got him. I got tweets where I got at him before. You know what I'm saying? I don't pay him no mind because he's too negative for me. You know what I'm saying? My energy is different. So, yeah.
Turn up, Doug.
Hey, and real quick, man. Everybody, man, y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to A1 Hoop Zone, man. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to Everything Boxing. You know what I'm saying? My brother Keon, he been cooking over there. Mike Biggs Boxing as well. You make sure y'all go subscribe to these brothers because they're doing good work as far as the sport of boxing goes. And I ain't gonna lie, Keon, man, you had a hell of a show. Y'all had me dying earlier today, bro. I had to take my son to the doctor. You know what I'm saying? He got whatever happened there. But while I was at the doctor, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking to D-Ray. I'm listening to y'all. And it was y'all had me crying, man. Coach, Koji Knockout, y'all was wilding today, bro. Great show, Keon. Great show. Keep up the good work, man. And y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to my brother LDUBB Boxing if you really want the inside scoop. You know what I'm saying? We sitting here talking about these quote unquote insiders, but LDUBB is the real insider. He's the one kicking the real knowledge, and his shit is factual. Anything he comes out with, and once again, and I've definitely tried to debunk some of the things he said and didn't have a leg to stand on. Didn't have a leg to stand on because it was all facts what he was bringing. So y'all definitely go check out LDUBB, man. Much love to you, bro. Appreciate you coming through tonight. You just don't know how much it means. And hey, anybody in D-Ray, go ahead. If you got more questions, go ahead. LDUBB, anything you want to rock on, you feel me? Keep rocking, bro. You got a platform with me at all times, and I definitely need you back on, man. In a couple months, you know, well, not even months, probably a couple weeks, I'm gonna hit you up and say, "Hey, I need that second story, that second scoop. We got to do it again." You know what I mean? Because that's the knowledge that you come with, and I truly appreciate you, bro.
No, I got you, bro. All day long. Salute to you.
D-Ray, it's on you, bro. What you got for us?
Oh, absolutely. Hey, first off, I just want to thank both of you guys for bringing this fire content today, bro. You know, it's these are the kind of discussions that we need in black boxing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to limit it to anything, but I'm just saying that you guys are doing it with respect, intelligence, class, and dignity, bro. And I salute y'all for that. You know, y'all have not disrespected any fighter, any fan base today. Rick Glazer had to take a couple shots, but that's all right. He done gave him. He can take a couple, man. But and to LDUBB, I just want to, you know, thank him, bro, for you know, doing all the good work that he do. Keep it going. You know, just trying to encourage both you guys to just keep dropping this fire content, and that we know, bro, that the truth will set us free. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, and that's what I love about boxing, is that somebody can say something and we might not be able to know if it's the truth that same day, but eventually we're going to know, was it facts or was it fiction? So I just want to thank you guys for always dropping the facts. And hey, man, and I appreciate y'all letting me be a part of it as well, man. Thank you very much. I feel honored and blessed. And I'm gonna go ahead and jump down, man. But I just want to thank y'all again, man. Blessings to the chat fam.
Yes, sir. Salute to
Hey,
you, D.
D-Ray, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, bro. All day.
LW, we getting ready to wrap the show, man. Before we wrap it, man, I got a couple questions for you, and these are fantasy fights of mine. You know what I'm saying? If they happen, they happen. If they don't, they don't. But want to keep the sport moving. What you got, man? Devin Haney versus Tank Davis, bro. Who you got?
Man, I like this fight, yo. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say this. I like it. I like Tank in the fight. I think Tank got fight changing power. And I think it'd be a tough fight for him because he have to deal with, you know, the jab and the range of Devin Haney. And Devin Haney can fight a disciplined fight. It's a fight that he could win. I just think the power is gonna rise through. Like that guy, Tank, he can change a fight with one punch. So I'll take Tank in the fight, but I think he'll probably have to come from behind to get that knockout to stop him. I think he'll stop him late.
Okay. Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson. Who you got?
See, now this one's a little different because I still like Tank and his power, but I'm taking Shakur in this one because Shakur is a little bit more disciplined to me than Devin Haney. They're a little bit more craftier with his skill set than Devin. Even though not taking nothing from Devin, I love where he fight. I like him. I just think he got a little bit of leaks, more leaks than what Shakur has. I think Shakur will outbox Tank and have him looking kind of crazy. And I think if you going to depend only on your power to beat Shakur Stevenson, you ain't winning that fight. So he'll have to be creative with his punch off put, what he do in the ring, and how he gonna set Shakur up. But I like Shakur with a decision against Tank.
Okay. Shakur Stevenson versus Devin Haney. Then triangle theory.
There on my ass, huh? It's all good though. No, I love that fight too. That's a fight that you have to pay attention to. little subtle stuff. You know what I'm saying? Who gonna throw feints to try to set their shots up? Who gonna be the aggressor? Who gonna be the one counterpunch and stuff like that? I have to give it to Shakur again. I think Shakur just a little bit more craftier, smarter. That's not a knock on Devin. It's just what I'm feeling. I think he'll probably slow down the output of Devin Haney and take away the jab, and I think that'd be the key to the fight. It could be one of those fights where you guys have to pay attention to. It may not be a lot of punches landed like that, but it's one of those tactical fights that I think if it's a tactical fight, I'm taking Shakur in that all day long. So I'll take Shakur in that fight. But I think it'll be a fight where Devin can have some success. If he get his jab going up and down and make it consistent, I think he'll have to be, definitely get a straight right hand down the pipe. But I'm going to go with Shakur.
Hey, it's crazy because I always say I think that may be one of what a lot of people consider a boring fight, but I think it'll be so tactical. I'm gonna be sitting there like, damn, he fading. You know what I mean? Like I'm looking forward to it. I hope that fight happens, man. So, okay, let's do this then. Since we're talking top ranked fighters, Lomachenko versus Shakur Stevenson. Who you got?
That's another good one. All these fights is good and tough and competitive. This is a tough fight for both guys. I'm leaning towards Shakur. You know what I'm saying? I think Shakur, like I said, the smarts and the ring craft that he brings to the table, I think he can kind of, outshine Lomachenko. But I will say this: those championship rounds for Lomachenko is going to have you on your edge. You know what I'm saying? He can win a fight like that. The fight can be dead even with those guys, all those young guys, even with Shakur. But 9 through 12, Lomachenko picks it up. He has a championship pace. Y'all see it in all his fights, even against Teofimo. He picked it up down the stretch. You know what I'm saying? Pedraza, Linares, all those fights, he picked it up. So if Shakur can remedy that, can kind of slow that down, I think Shakur still wins. But that's a fight. It's real. That's another tactical fight. You know what I'm saying?
And to close the division out, we're gonna close it out with this. Then we're gonna move up to 40. Devin Haney versus Lomachenko. Who wins that fight?
I like Haney in this fight. I think his size will help him in this fight with Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? I think he can actually do some of the similar stuff that Linares was doing to Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? He can hit him with some right hands, get the jab going, and he can kind of cut off Lomachenko's angles. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, those championship rounds when Lomachenko got that gear, he can turn it up. So I think Haney, he can probably stop that too. But it'll be another close competitive fight too. And we'll probably have a lot of momentum switches in that fight. But I'll take Haney. I'll take the youth over Lomachenko.
Real quick, man. Shout out to the Queen. Queen, appreciate you stopping through tonight, Queen. Much love to you. Much love. I always appreciate you stopping through. And hey, just appreciate the love you're showing. Now, LDUBB, man, we got to move to the 40 division. A stacked division. It's stacked, right? Yeah. And so we're going to go through a few of these fights real quick, and I'm going to get you out of here. I'm going to get you out of here pretty soon. So first things first, man, we got Zepeda versus Regis. And I told you, I thought they were doing Regis wrong. You said, no, they ain't doing him wrong. They're not doing him wrong. He going to get his chance. And Ramirez went and said he going to get married and he going to do whatever he going to do, as well as them having the same manager, I believe, right? And so, and I believe you put me on that information. And so, Regis versus Zepeda, who you got in the fight, why, and how does it play out?
You know what? This is a hell of a fight, man. And I think it can be a real competitive fight. I just like Regis in the fight. I like Regis that he a little bit more versatile than Zepeda. I think I don't know if he's the bigger puncher. Zepeda is a bigger puncher, but Zepeda is a power counter puncher. That's him by nature. And I think Regis may be a little bit too smart and crafty for that, honestly. And I think Regis' body work would be the key to that fight. Now, Regis, you look at his fights with southpaws, he be touching up southpaws. You know what I'm saying? So he have no problems with them. Zepeda, I don't know if he's going to be waiting to counter Regis all night. That may be a tricky situation because Regis got good head movement and stuff like that, upper body movement. He can slip shots, so he can make Zepeda miss if that's what he just waiting to counter. So I'm gonna take Regis. I think Regis can stop him late. I know Zepeda never been stopped. He been stopped in the fight, but he hurt his shoulder, so he really wasn't like hurt. I think this is the opportunity that Regis probably can stop him late. After he gonna have some challenges though, because the dude he gonna try to counterpunch him. But I think Regis gonna overcome that with his skills and his body work. I think his body work is key. And I like Regis late, like 10-round stoppage.
I don't disagree. And clearly, the OG coach don't disagree either. What they say, Regis will stop him. And now we know Coach gonna be biased. He's from New Orleans, so I ain't mad at him. Not mad, but I agree with him. I definitely agree.
Yeah, we locked in on
that. Let me ask you this now. So before we get to it, I got it's a 2-part question. First things first, man. We saw at the 140 division, we just saw Francis Bartholomew versus Antoine Russell. What did you think about that fight? And what do you see next for Antoine? And then after you say what you see next, we'll get into fantasy fights for Antoine.
Yeah, that was a good fight though. It was more entertaining than what I expected because I was expecting Francis to come to the fight looking to survive. He was coming looking to win, and he buzzed my
fight.
Yeah,
he came
right.
fighting.
He came to fight, right? So I respect him for that. Being a seasoned former world champion, he came to fight, and I just didn't like the stoppage. I like the lead right hook. I thought, like I said, I did a breakdown. I said my man had to get creative against Francis because Francis gonna be looking to survive, and he got creative when he threw that lead right hook, and he buzzed him. But I thought Francis was okay. The referee stoppage was trash to me, and to me, that kind of he wasn't hurt to the point where he was staggering all over the ring, where you can say, well, maybe he had a chance of getting hurt. I thought he was still in there where he can, he was ready to fight, and it kind of took away from him. It took away from Antoine and the fans. So, yeah. But as far as what's next for him, I mean, I think any of the top guys, they should be looking to throw Antoine in with. You know what I'm saying? I like for him to get the winner between Regis and Zepeda. He right there. I think he like number 7 in the WBC rankings. He may move up after that win versus Francis. So if he get like in the top 3, you already know if you win a vacant WBC, you got to face 2 back-to-back mandatories, just like Jamel Charlo had to do. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's a route he goes. You know what I'm saying? That'd be some hell of a fights too. So I like him for the winner between Regis and Zepeda, and also the winner between Alberto Playo versus Akhmadeh for the vacant WBA that's going down next week on AB's undercard. So either of those 2 routes, I think Antoine is ready.
Now, and because you brought up and because I don't know the winner of Puyo Akhmadeh yet, you know what I mean? I can't really say who there, but I think you and we don't know the winner of Regis Zepeda, but y'all predicting Regis to win that fight. I'm predicting Regis to win that fight. Regis versus Antoine Russell. How do you see that fight playing out? Who you got in that fight? Hey, that's a hell of a fight right there. That's a scrap that I'm ready. I want to see that fight. I'm excited to see that fight. I hope that fight happens.
That's a fight of the year candidate.
I think Ramirez gets the opportunity before Antoine will, but I hope that they make Regis, because I got Regis winning that fight. But I hope they make that fight, and Regis versus Antoine, man. Who you got, bro? And how do you see it playing out?
Man, that's a fight of the year candidate to me. I feel like I can see both guys sitting in the pocket and using their skill and defense in the pocket trying to hurt each other. And I think, it's kind of, it's hard one to pick. I'm going to have to go with a safer pick for me. That's Regis Prograis. I think Regis Prograis would test Antoine in ways he haven't been tested, going to the body. I have to say that. And Regis got a hell of a jab as well. He do well against southpaws. Even though he lost to Josh Taylor faced and tell you that. He touched him up a lot, and he was going to the body. So I would have, I think Regis may have a better chin from what I've seen. And I haven't seen both guys get clipped with nothing crazy that had them hurt. But I think Regis is more sturdier than Antoine, in my opinion. I think it'd be a hell of a fight, man. It can go down to the wire. I'm gonna take Regis by action-packed, close decision.
Wow. That's a good. Hey, I'm not mad at that pick. I got it a 50-50 fight, and I ain't making the pick yet because I ain't the one who on the hot seat. You are. So, but hey, real quick, man. Shout out to my brother G5 in the building, man. G5, appreciate you showing up tonight, showing me love, showing LDUBB love, man. Coach, go ahead.
G5. I said salute to G5. Salute to you.
Absolutely, man. G5. If you ever need to get your morning fix in for boxing, G5 going live for 5 hours every morning, man. And it's a great show. You know what I'm saying? And he not just talking boxing. He talking real life shit. He talks a myriad of topics. Shout out to my brother G5, man. Much love, man. Much love. Coach, he thinks that Rancis and Antoine Russell should run it back. You think they should run it back, bro?
Man, you know what? I'm not mad at that. If Antoine can't get either a title eliminator or a title shot in his next fight, yeah, why not?
It was a bad stoppage. It was definitely a bad stoppage. So I can't be mad at that. I can't be mad at them running it back. And like you said, if you're not getting a title shot, shit, you might as well run it back, bro. Go and prove that you really the goods when we have questions about the stoppage. Even though I will say, although I thought it was a bad stoppage, I thought that eventually Antoine would have stopped Rancis. You know what I'm saying? That was just my opinion. But once again, it still was a bad stoppage.
I agree with that too, bro. I agree with you.
Coach says that he got Regis. Antoine is very emirate, or I can't even say that word. I can't even say it the right way, so I'm not even going to try to. Amateurish. Is that the right way to say it? Amateurish? Yeah. Whatever it is, he got an amateur style. And I will say, man, when you watch Antoine fight, he comes out and I feel like he got to slow his work down. I agree as far as the amateur style because he comes out and he's rushing to get his stuff off. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I feel like he can slow down. He can fight behind the jab more. And they've told me that Antoine Russell is one of the best skilled boxers. You know what I'm saying? That's what they tell me. My problem is I've yet to see it in the ring. I hadn't really seen that skill set come out because he seems to be a pressure fighter more than anything else. And I understand fighting certain style fighters, but I just feel like at some point in time, and I thought even in this fight when he got clipped early in the fight against Rancis, I felt like that was the opportunity for him to show boxing skills versus just pressure. There were times in that fight against Rancis where Rancis would be on the damn ropes and some type of way, Antoine would find a way to jump in and clinch. I'm like, bro, why are you shouldn't be the one jumping in and clinching. You should be letting your hands go and showing your boxing skill set. And so I'm still waiting to see that real boxing skill set that they tell me Antoine Russell has. Have you seen the boxing skill set that they've told us Antoine Russell has? Have you seen that in the ring?
I mean, I've seen that he has skills. You know what I'm saying? Good. I like his hand speed. You know, he don't commit to his jab like that, like I would like him to do. But I like how he set up that right hook. He'll throw a left to the body and come up with the right hook. So that takes some skills to do because he landed every fight. I like how he set him up with that looping right hook. But speaking of Regis, I believe Regis has a better jab. I seen Regis sitting in the pocket and slipping shots. You know what I'm saying? I seen Regis use his legs a little bit and walk guys into some shots. Like, I think Regis is a true professional, and he's a hell of a body. I got to keep going back to this. Regis is a hell of a body puncher. And I feel like in a fight like that, you know, I think Regis will invest in the body. And I don't know if he'll stop him or not because we unsure of how much Antoine can take. And I feel like Regis can wear him down enough where he can get a decision. I think it'd be a hell of a fight.
And that's definitely a fight I want to see. Definitely a fight I want to see. continuing at the 40-pound division, man. Since Jose Ramirez, he's not going to be fighting Zepeda like we thought he was. He's taking some time off. You still got Sabril Matias up there. You got Teofimo up there. You got Ryan Garcia up there now. You know what I mean? When you start to look at the division, right? How do you see that division playing out? Who do you think is the goods in the division? Do you think that these newer individuals to the division, the TOs, the Ryan Garcias, do you think they can get up there and make a wave in that division? Or do you think it's going to be more or less those established individuals that's already been at 40? Do you think they just going to hold the division down? How do you see it happening up there?
Man, those young guys moving up, they will be tested to like they've never been tested before in that division. It's a lot of tough, durable, strong fighters at 140 that you'll have to contend with. And they bring the star power, Ryan Garcia and Teofimo, and even Devin Haney when he decided to move up. So they bring a lot of star power, but it's a lot of substance at 140. Even guys like Jack Calderon, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a tough fighter. It's a fighter fighting tomorrow. His name is Igadashev from Russia. Well, from Uzbekistan. He's undefeated.
Say his name again?
His last name is Igadashev. He fought Michael Fox a couple years ago. He's another undefeated guy that a lot of people don't talk about. Strong puncher. It's a lot of guys in that division, and it's so loaded. And then you got boxers that can give some of these up-and-coming guys some problems. Richardson Hitchens, like, he's a hell of a boxer that he can give Teofimo fits if that was a matchup. You know what I'm saying? So it's like tread lightly. That's why I say, because 140, once this shit start rolling, it's gonna get crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna get crazy, and it's deep as hell. And you got some killers too. Sabril Matisse, like, him coming forward, and he probably one of the most scariest fighters in the sport of boxing. We know what he did in the ring. Fighter. As far as like the way he fight, he take punches and keep coming. So you really can't, I haven't seen nobody derail him. So it's a lot of tough shit. So these guys like Ryan Garcia, I think in 140, they're probably pick and choose certain fights. You know what I'm saying? They ain't jumping into the deep end right now. They probably just, in the kiddie pool chilling, having certain fighters come to them and this, that, and the third. But they ain't jumping right in. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's going to be tough.
They better be careful if they want to jump right in. Now, let me ask this. Teofimo Lopez is coming back this weekend against Campa, right? I don't remember ever seeing the brother fight, just to be honest. I don't remember. I probably have on maybe an undercard or something like that, but I don't remember it. What's your thoughts on Teofimo and the opponent he'll be fighting this weekend?
Yeah, I'm going to this fight too this weekend. I'm gonna head that. Yes, sir. So I think I like to see Teofimo back in action. I think he brings a certain excitement to the sport of boxing. And when we was talking earlier about the young fighters, how they kind of carrying the sport of boxing and making boxing kind of crazy, he fits into that. He suffered a loss, and after the fight, he lost a lot of credibility. After the Lomachenko fight, he lost a lot of credibility just the way he was moving and acting outside. He can get it back this weekend with a hell of a performance. Campa is one of those obscure opponents that only fights in Mexico. He got a glossy record. He is a come forward guy. He's going to try to press Teofimo, and that may play against him because Teofimo is a counter puncher and he's a big puncher. We're going to see if that punch going to translate to 140. He's been talking about moving to 140 forever and a day. We're going to see if it's really legit, if he's going to be, like he was at 35. We're going to see. So I like Teofimo to put on the show, and I think it's great for him to be back in the sport of boxing because he's a good talent. He still can grow from his loss, and there's other fights that we need to see him in. We need to see him fight Devin Haney before their career close. We need that fight.
We need that fight. And I don't think we'll get. I gotta bring you back, bro. We've been rocking 2 hours and 30 minutes. I gotta bring you back because it's a lot of stuff that me and you I want to talk to you about and love your boxing mind. A few last questions for you. Not even. What I want to do is I want to give you the floor. Anything you want to discuss, anything you want to bring out, go ahead, and then we'll wrap the show tonight, bro. What you got for us?
Yeah, man. So I just want to close like this and say, man, I appreciate you for bringing me on and spotlighting me. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, bro. That's love. I know we've been rocking and stuff behind the scenes, and I just appreciate the support that you've given me and all that stuff, and amongst the whole community. I want to salute everybody in the chat. You know what I'm saying? For everybody that's dropping comments and being interested in what we're talking about, and just it's outstanding situation for me to be in. You know what I'm saying? So I just like to grow into the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? To help anybody out that need any knowledge and stuff like that. That's how I always been. That's how I'm gonna continue to be. You know what I'm saying? It's an honor actually coming up here and chopping up with you for however long we've been on. I mean, it feel like we just got on, to be honest.
Thanks.
And I just I appreciate that, yo, because this is the best way to show your support and your love for somebody, or to represent or to appreciate what they represent, is by allowing them to share their platform. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, they really kind of shy away from that. And at the end of the day, just coming up in here and just dropping my gems, just to allow people to take whatever you want to take from it, and just feel free. This is how I be thinking, and if you rock with it, you do. If you don't, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Just know that I'm still here. If you guys ever need something, I never turn nobody down. You know what I'm saying? In the sport of boxing, because I feel like we all can grow together. So, man, much love to you, bro, for bringing me on and actually setting this up, putting this together. This is all you. I'm just here to support you and put out any information that you may want and you may want to share, and anybody in the chat. So that's how we rocking, bro. Appreciate you.
Man, L, is you just don't know. For this is the first episode of Rocking with Rightside. You know what I'm saying? This is the first episode, and just to have you on, brother, it's been a pleasure. Nothing but love to you. Real quick salute to my brother Con Shonery in the building. Much love, Con Shonery. Bruce Gas, he's still in the building listening. I feel like this was as successful as a first episode I could possibly have. You know what I mean? And to talk to somebody with the knowledge you have, the poise you have, just the abilities that you bring to this community, man. It's brothers like you who need to be highlighted. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, and I got a lot of different individuals, because it's not, people want to interview the stars or the train. No, I want to interview the community. I want to interview those individuals who rocking in the community, who are bringing or spending their hard-earned time and money, supporting the sport of boxing. And so those are the individuals I want to rock with. And to start with you, bro, like, you just don't know what it means to me. Definitely got to have you on again. Got more questions for you, and you know how we do it. You know how we do it behind the scenes. LDUBB, man, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you so much. Much love to you. Hopefully, and like you told me, the 12th or the 19th. I believe we was in Tay Chat the other night. You said either the 12th or the 19th. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I went in and I started looking. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna fuck around and just book my shit so I can at least be there. I gotta at least be there. You feel me? And I was like, man, I don't even know. But at the end of the day, bro, I gotta rock with you. I gotta meet you in person. I got so much love for you and so much appreciation for you, man. And everybody in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Much love to y'all. Mike Biggs, Sean Connery, Bruce Gas, D-Ray Promotions, Coach in the building, Miss Coach in the building, G5 in the building, Quee in the building. You know what I'm saying, man? It's just been so many individuals showing me love. And I rock with all of y'all, and I got a lot of love for y'all. And so at the end of the day, man, L, appreciate you coming on tonight. Appreciate you giving me 2 hours and 30 minutes of your time, brother. It's not a lot of people who's going to give me that time, and you, with the mindset that you have, you've given me that time, and I just got so much love for you and so much appreciation. And so definitely, we got to do it again. You know what? And I'm thinking, man, I'm going to tell you, let me know. I want your opinion on this, L. So right now it's Rocking with Rightside, right? It's Rocking with Rightside. My brother, the Hebrew came through. He said, "Man, change it to ringside with right side." What you think about that? Which one you like better, rocking with right side or ringside with right side? What you think, El?
Man, I like both of them. I like rocking with right side. You know what I'm saying? I like the tone to that. But either way, it's up to you. But I think either way, you can't go wrong. Especially the way you show the love to your guests and everybody in the community. Whatever you want to do is up to you. You know what I'm saying? I like rocking with ringside, but whatever you like, I'm gonna like that too. So it is what it is.
Man, appreciate it, man. We getting ready. We definitely we're about to shut it down for the night, man. LDUBB, man, let the people know where to follow you at. Let them know what you got going on. Definitely, you know what I'm saying. Plug all of everything you got. Make sure you let them know the different shows you got going because y'all understand, man. The shows that LDUBB got going, he's dropping jewels over there. He's breaking down the sport of boxing from a different perspective. As far as we talk about the sanctioning bodies, but going and looking at the sanctioning bodies and what they're doing, how they're moving individuals, and this is just me listening to the brother. So, LDUBB, break it all down, and you know what I'm saying. After that, we'll definitely close it out.
Yes, sir. So y'all can find me on my YouTube channel, LDUBB Boxing. You know what I'm saying? Feel free to tap in. I got 3 shows that I do. On Mondays, I do a pre-gaming show, which I break down the upcoming fights of the week and let you know where you can find them. I also have links to some of the fights. So you guys, like I said, you hit me behind the scenes, I can provide those links for you. I have a show building on this boxing talk where I go on anything. I can talk gyms, whatever, news and notes. Definitely break down the sanction bodies and their rankings. Whenever they come out, we're going to talk about it and see what they got up their sleeve and stuff like that. And then I got my new show. I call it Process of Elimination, POE. That means I'm just breaking down. I take a fighter and I try to figure out what's their next move. If they don't have a fight schedule, I figure out what their next move, who their next opponent will be, and I break it down by using a formula that I like to go by, going through the rankings, touch on the sanctioning bodies, and go through the networks and stuff like that, and where the fighter at in their stage of their career, and we just make an educated guess on what'll be their next fight. So those are my 3 shows. I also got shit behind the scenes, so I really drop more content behind the scenes than what I do on my YouTube channel. So actually, if you guys want to get plugged in, just tap in on my YouTube, no, not YouTube, Instagram. My Instagram, LDUBB Boxing. Feel free to tap in behind the scenes if you need anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hit you back. You know what I'm saying, for sure. And that's how we rocking, man. I just want to make sure everybody informed in the sport of boxing. That's how we doing.
And real quick, y'all gonna laugh at me when I say this. I need the gyms. I want to start one more series. It's gonna be called Breaking News, and it's gonna be a short one. You know what I mean? 5 to 10-minute videos, something like that. But going off of the news that you provide, and like I always ask you, hey, do you want me to can I kick it by myself, or you want me to give you, you know what I'm saying, the respect deserved? You like, nah, do your thing. Nah. Hey, drop them on me, and I'm getting ready to start another series that'll be Breaking News with Rightside. And a lot of that information will definitely be coming from the great brother LDUBB, man. I appreciate you coming through tonight. I appreciate the love you show me, and just know that it's always going to be reciprocated. And anytime you want to come through, you got a platform over here to get your bars off, to talk about what you want to talk about. And we're going to rock with you as long as we got a channel over here. So appreciate you coming through tonight, man. Appreciate everybody in the chat. You know what I mean? And appreciate the first episode, man. I think this is going to be an epic series. Individuals like Con Shonery, Bruce Gas, Mike Biggs Boxing, you know what I'm saying? R. West, D-Ray Promotions. I'm not looking for any major individual, and I'm not saying y'all brothers not major. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I want to be rocking with the chat. I want to be rocking with the people that I'm in the chat with on a regular basis, and I want to hear y'all stories. You know what I mean? Same way L came up and put his out tonight. I look forward to being able to interview all of y'all, having y'all come and put y'all stories out here. Coach G5, Knockout Boxing, KQKC, anybody, whoever, Kui, you know what I'm saying? Ashley's Corner, A1 Hoop Zone, all of y'all the family. And I realize I spend so much time in the chat with y'all that I need to get to know y'all better. And I feel like this is the best way to get to know y'all, is to have y'all on the platform, ask y'all some questions and let you get it off. So, LDUBB, man, appreciate you, bro. Last question, man. Last question for you tonight. What did you think about the interview? What did you think about the series? How do you feel about what I got going on?
Man, I like what you're doing. I think it's going to grow as you continue to do these interviews with these different personalities in the sport of boxing. I think it's a great idea. You know what I'm saying? You shed the light to, you shed the light so we can open up on your platform. And some shit people probably don't even know about me that was able to come out today because you provided this for me. So I'm looking forward to your next interviews and stuff like that. And I'm always support you, bro. So yeah, keep grinding. I know you just started your channel, but the shit gonna get better and better. As long as you stay consistent and bringing out great ideas like you're doing, then you can only go up, bro. So keep grinding, yo. You got support with me.
Much love to you, bro, and appreciate that. Hey, once again, man, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Go sub to LDUBB's channel if you're not already subbed. You know what I'm saying? Make sure when he goes live, you show up in the chat, you show love, you hit the like button because the brother deserves it. You know what I'm saying? He's putting in hard work and he's educating, you know what I'm saying, individuals who want that boxing knowledge. So much love to you, LDUBB. Appreciate you rocking with me tonight, man. We had a great show. We had a great audience, you know what I mean? And with that, we're going to close it out, man. This was episode 1, Rockin' with Rightside, you feel me? And we got more to come, man. Much love to you, LDUBB. Much love to the chat. And we out for the night.